Sync clap in 3, 2, 1. Sync clap in 3, 2, 1. Sync sandwiches in 3, 2, 1.
Sandwiches. And
Perfect.
a lot of people don't know that when we clap and do sandwiches at the start of the stream or at the start of the recording, we are actually praising the sandwich god, right? We clap, we clap our hands together, say a little prayer, and then clap our hands again, and then instead of amen, we go sandwiches.
Known sandwich god, Sandwicles.
What?
Is he Greek?
Sandwicles?
Sandwicles.
And his Roman counterpart, Sandwicles. Yeah.
Sandwicles. Yeah.
It's not a planet in Roman.
No, it's not a planet.
Do you think like
Alright.
he just has all the ingredients, everything that you can ever make?
Dude, it's not just a BLT, it's the BLTI. Like bacon, lettuce, tomato, infinity.
A lot of people forget about the infinity.
Yeah. Important part of sandwich making.
Yeah.
It's like Doc Brown said, the sandwich hasn't been made yet, so make it a good one.
I feel like you can mix that with anything. And it can still
try.
be, yeah. Are we live on the Twitch? We twitching?
Yeah, Squid.
We're already twitching?
Tell your friends, tell your kids, tell your wives.
Okay. Sure. Let's go do that. Parapap, parapap. Parapap, parapap. Hey wife. We're live. She just shot me a stare.
Hey, wife.
She just shot me a stare.
Don't make it bad.
Hey,
Sing a sad song. And make it better.
Sing a sad song and make it better. Copyright strike.
Remember.
I sang that so well, we're gonna get a copyright strike.
TM.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah. We're gonna get, sorry. I've doomed us all.
You'll never take us alive. Pew, 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 pew.
The copyright police. Wait. That's supposed to be a really
that's how it works.
unviolent job. Hi.
From what I remember, Raffy,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're the host, man.
I am the host, and I wanted to let this silence linger on for 5 more seconds
Oh.
before I start saying, welcome to the Good Trades Podcast. The show where we punch each other with stories. And everyone takes damage. Did everyone take damage? Hey, show of hands.
Yeah.
Show of hands. I want to see the damage.
Damage is good.
On this audio podcast.
Okay.
Damage is good.
Damage. Okay.
My hand is raised.
Okay.
My hand is raised.
Okay. Everyone took damage. Everyone at home, also raise your hands. I will feel
Yep.
them.
I can see them.
I am
can
omnipotent.
Dude, I
Smell
can
them.
see them.
Yeah.
I can see them with my audio
I
eyes.
am a god. I am sandwich, please. I will know.
Mhm.
Joining us.
He inhabits each of us every week.
Yeah. Joining us on this fine, what is the date today? Saturday? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Saturday.
July Saturday.
July Saturday year.
What is this
We
gold
have-
blooming? Holy shit.
We have the usual hosts of the Good Trades Brigade. We got we gotta put some respect on these people's names.
Whoa.
We gotta pump them up.
Damn.
Joining me to the top, like if I point up, you will see the person who can only make is the only person who can make these robots pose and dance and look good so well. The man they call the Cybertronian Dream, Asicon.
Yo, we're going back to Earth with Beast Wars Kingdom on Netflix, baby.
Yeah, I heard that. That was
People are
interesting.
freaking out. They think it's a remake, and I'm like, nah, just expect some bad writing. Just don't put too much into it.
Speaking of robots, there is one right on the show. The robot that you and me love. We all love to revel in this man's circuitry. The guy with the golden touch, the only robot that has mastered art. It has just no bounds. His infinite artistry has no bounds. Please give a big 0101 welcome to Cheesy Chimps.
Happy to be here.
He flashed his.
He was ready. He was ready.
He flashed his flashlight on his face.
Yeah, I know.
He lit up.
Yeah, he lit up
like a robot.
I'm sure. That's
RGB,
what.
baby.
That's what,
Like a Christmas tree. LED, baby.
Speaking of faces,
Sick.
a man whose face I cherish so much, whose sweet baby face just puts a sparkle in my eye and a twinkle in my smile. Those are idioms, right?
Yeah, sure.
The man
Who you calling an idiom?
the idiom himself, podcaster, fishmaster, Emile.
Yes, I am the idiom himself, the fish master. as Raffy just said, it is me, Emile. Hello, I am vaccinated.
Yo,
Sick.
yes.
Nice.
I would like to actually know. I was actually going to ask you about.
How strong is your 5G connection right now?
Wait,
Dude, it's so strong. It's so strong. They put all the 5G inside me. Dude, it comes with a vaccine. When they bring the needle to you, you look at it, it's like just a whole cell phone that goes into your arm. Oh, dude, the vaccine, man. I am newly vaccinated. Yes.
Congratulations.
Dose 1.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
Dose
wait for
1.
the sequel, Laganhen
Dude, I can't wait for Rebel
Nice.
2.
action.
How was it out there? How was taking the shot? How was everything?
You know, interestingly, like taking the shot was super duper simple because I was on the list for the nobodies, right? Because you have the priority people who are like, yo, they need this vaccine. And then I was on the list of like, they can get it too, right?
Yeah.
They can get it too.
It was taking a while, right? And I was scheduled to go to the place at like 11 a.m. or something. And I got there like right on time. Like me and Donna, we get there and all of the old people just finished. The priority group just finished. So we were first in line for people who can also get the vaccine. It was pretty simple. Like they were pretty easy about it, and since they had like extra doses, they were like, "Yo, do you know anyone in the immediate area within 5 minutes from here who'd also like a vaccine? You can call them over." And I'm like, I wish I knew this like yesterday.
Yeah.
I wish I knew this like.
Yeah, dude, suddenly everyone would become North people.
Yeah, cause if you guys told me this before I was here, I would have called over some friends. I would have called over
man.
like some.
We all want that rollback netcode. Come on.
Yeah,
everyone
give us
just
that rollback
suddenly-
netcode.
Everyone suddenly shares the same name as you on that very day.
Dude, they were really nice about it, and like I said, they were even saying like, "Yo, we have extra doses. Maybe you could bring someone over because we don't want these vaccines to go to waste."
Right.
So that was cool.
Drug
That was
dealing
cool of them.
happening. Some legal
then-
drug dealings happening.
and they put you through this process,
Yeah.
right? They check if your name is on the list, but apparently that doesn't matter.
Wow,
Because
really?
they were asking.
Okay.
Yeah, because they
It's
were
for the
asking
good
like,
of the
do you know
world."
anyone else?
It's true.
You know anyone else who might want this, even though their name's not on the list? And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. And then they bring you in, and then there's this crack team of doctors who are in the like multi-purpose hall of this village. And you go through a bunch of steps. First, they take your blood pressure, and then they ask you a whole bunch of medical questions about your medical history. And once they've done that, then they'll stab you. So
Nothing personal.
yeah, they just stab you. Fucking. So they just give you the shot. It's like just like any other shot you've got, but then they put you in observation for like 30 minutes to an hour.
All right.
And Yeah, because like some of these vaccines might have side effects and shit like that, blah blah blah. So they watch you for like 30 to 1 hour or something like that, and then they'll just go up to you. It's like, are you feeling dizzy? You feeling sleepy? Like they list off a whole bunch of side effects that you might have, and then everyone says no. Then you go home, and then. They tell you, like, yo, take it easy for 2 weeks. Don't do anything strenuous or anything like that. And then I felt great. And then the next day, I did not feel great. Yeah. You get this, like, really heavy arm feeling. Like your arm is made of molasses.
Whoa.
And you can't move it.
Sweet.
And then after that, I got, like, it wasn't a full-blown fever.
Yeah.
But the thing is, since like they inject like a dead virus into your arm and shit like that, right? So your system can like figure out what it is and remember it. Like I kept being on the feeling of like, am I getting sick? But no.
So
It's like my body was getting ready to be sick, but it never happened. So it'll be like, I feel really sick. And then I have a fever for 5 minutes, then it's gone.
5-minute
It's
fever.
like,
wow.
Whoa.
Dude, it would be shit like that, and it went on for like 2 or 3 days, and then I'm
it's-
perfect now. But yeah,
So it's like the vaccine is bandit tricking you for 2 days.
yeah,
No-
yeah.
No one knows what that is.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's true. It's true. I was being
Yeah.
bandit tricked for 2 days.
You're being
pretty
you're
much
being
it.
electrified by a car battery, and then you're not, and then you're being electrified by a car battery
For
and
5
then you're
whole
not.
minutes, and then you're
Yeah.
not.
What do you call it? Yeah, it was like that, and now I'm okay. The doctor said take it easy for 2 weeks. It's been 1 week, but I feel all right already. So, that's just the first dose of the vaccine.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, baby.
like the specific vaccine I got after the first dose, I'm protected from severe COVID symptoms and hospitalization at around like an 80-something% rate.
Damn.
And then
2.5G.
I'm due for my second dose of vaccine around September. So I'm looking forward to that, being fully vaccinated. That would be cool.
That would make you
Yeah.
the perfect human specimen. You'd be the podcasting
Absolute unit.
Superman.
The absolute unit.
Yeah, you be an absolute unit.
That,
You cure world hunger, immune to all diseases.
no, shit.
There's a lot of pressure.
Captain Planet.
Eventually, you'll become Data, just like that Scarlett
What?
Johansson.
Just like you.
Scarlett
You turn
Johansson.
into a
Oh, God.
USB.
Yeah,
USB!
turn to USB.
Yeah, who knows what Morgan Freeman used that for? Oh,
Stores the porn in there.
dude.
There has to be.
God.
Oh, man. But yeah, I'm super happy to be vaccinated. I'm still going to be very careful. Anyone who has
Yeah.
already gotten vaccinated, when you're out there, still wear your mask, do
Yeah.
your shit,
It's
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
like
cure.
wash your hands.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Use the bidet.
Use the bidet.
While you're out there,
Yeah.
use the bidet.
Yeah, dude. Use the bidet. Use the bidet every
Turn
day.
around 3 times before you take a shit. Right?
Don't say Bloody
Yeah.
Mary in front of the mirror.
Yep. All the steps. Do all the steps.
These
Don't
are,
shake
these are
hands. Don't shake
Don't shake.
hands, not until you win completely.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
Not
Yeah.
until
that's how
you have 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you win.
Yeah,
Make sure
until
you
the
win before you
Berserk
shake
will
their
when
win.
you've
hand.
secured the win,
Mhm.
that's when you shake hands. Like a real hero.
Yes.
Hey, speaking of
And
heroes,
don't. Yeah.
we have a hero who sends us a question from
Oh, wow.
the reader mail
What
on
a-
our
that's two,
Discord. We have 2
got 2
actually. Yes,
questions.
indeed. Yeah.
Ah.
And that is our friend Jean Paul. Well, let's see what he's got. I'm having trouble navigating Discord, and I feel like an old man.
Oh.
Where is the reader mail? Ayun.
How
There
fast
it
do I
is.
double click?
Wait, where is the reader mail? What?
There it is. I've seen it. Here we go. Our friend Jean Paul asks, anyways, I recently pre-ordered a Trece action figure. My question
Sick.
is, what other Filipino comic heroes or historical characters do you think will sell as an action figure? And why?
Filipino historical figures that would sell as action figures.
Yo, we need a 2-pack of Bonifacio and what's the other one?
Emilio
Aguinaldo.
Aguinaldo.
Aguinaldo, yeah.
Like the
A
Marvel
battle pack.
versus Capcom.
Oh shit!
Wait,
Civil War.
this is
That'd be great.
since you've mentioned and introduced 2-packs. There's got to be like a Marvel Legends like bonus character if you complete the whole set, right?
There's a Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, there's a build a figure.
You assemble a Polinario Mabini.
in his wheelchair.
Oh shit!
You get one wheel of the
Oh.
wheelchair, you get the chair, and then you get another wheel, and then Apollinario himself. And then his stand.
Oh, that sounds sick.
Oh my god.
Stand.
Yeah. Just
That's
like in
true.
Bayani. I love the interpretation of Apollinario Mabini in Bayani. The video game Bayani. He has a stand
Yeah,
that
yeah.
fights for him. That's really, really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Historical figures or Pinoy comic book characters, if that's the question. That's the question, right?
Oh, easy.
Definitely
I
those
already
two.
have my answer.
Okay,
Yeah, go for it.
go
Hit us
answer.
It would be very specific. It would be wait, what's the toy line, Miggy? SH Figuarts.
Which one?
Ooh.
Yeah, the Bandai.
SH Figuarts.
That's a good one.
Julio Valente.
Oh my god, yes.
Julio Valiente is a
Julio
really good
Valiente.
one.
Like,
Our very
Does
own
he count?
Kratos.
Is he a comic book man?
I mean,
He's real to
I
me,
know him
Devin.
from
he's
the
a-
movie.
No, he's not.
No, he's real. He's real.
He's real
real
to
to
me.
me.
He fought in the,
I would
the
give it
revolution.
a pass.
no,
He
like,
fought in the
think about
revolution.
all
He
of
was the ghost of Tsushima.
Dude,
that's true. That's actually true. Holy shit.
Dude,
Julio Valiente was the
Julio
ghost of Tsushima.
Valiente had the blades of Athena before Kratos even came up with them. He did. Those are the blades of Athena.
We just recently watched the Julio Valiente, the whole like video, the whole
The full movie.
the highlight
Oh,
reel,
the
Yeah,
trailer.
Just
yeah.
just
The
the,
one.
action scenes.
just the action scenes, and like he just does some crazy bonkers stuff that I would love to recreate with an action figure. At one point, he gets bum rushed by 3 dudes coming from a distance.
Yeah.
And just like any normal like heroic character, his first response was to tie his rope
Horse.
over a tree into a horse and onto his leg, and then giddy up the horse so it pulls him up the tree upside down and starts shooting the people.
But why?
Tactical advantage, dude.
Yeah, dude, high ground.
Tactical advantage. Okay.
High ground.
Okay. Not
Yeah.
And
not at all a sitting duck or a sitting target
No.
for anyone, right?
No.
okay,
He did it to make
if
it fair for the bad guys. Because, you know, when this scenario happens in video games or movies, you usually fall into the trap.
Yeah,
And you have to fend off a wave. But he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"No,
No,
it'll be
I'm
too
the
easy to
trap."
take him out.
Yeah.
I'll
He's
make
like-
the trap myself."
yeah, I'll be the trap. And then, but if you think about
They're
it, he has a
trapped
lot
in
of
here with me.
arsenals in his
Yeah.
repertoire.
Yeah, dude,
like he
he
has
has
the
gun.
Accessories.
he has
you
the
know.
blades of Kratos.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah.
like the weapon of power or whatever it is that can split bullets in two. He has the knife with it.
That's just a knife. There's nothing mystic about it. It was just a
No,
knife.
no,
Yeah, dude.
no. Don't,
No way.
Don't say that. You don't say that.
Is that a magic knife? Really?
It
Maybe.
could
No,
be.
It was just a
no.
knife.
I know.
I
But
knew
yeah,
it was
that's
just
my
a
vote.
knife.
That's my vote.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
But it's special to us, damn it. That knife
Man.
is special to
Like,
us.
I believe
That
in its
hatchet was
magic, yeah.
folded over 1,000 times.
Dude, yes.
Julio Valiente is a good one. Who else would make it? What's
Julio Valiente is
Julio-
such a strong
that's a
answer.
great pull.
God damn.
It's so hard to come up with that. What about
Batang X.
Batang X?
We already have the Darna one, right? That's
Yeah.
a thing
yeah,
that
that,
exists.
that that's the thing
Darna
that
already
exists.
exists. There's also
Yeah.
a bunch
If-
of
if-
Captain
Mark
Barbell,
Ravelo
I think.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's Elastic
Yeah.
Man.
all of those.
Yeah. What would make a good figure anyway? Like, is it about like the what makes
No,
a
no,
good
no.
figure? Yeah.
we have to do it by 90s action figure standards, right? So in order to have a good figure, it must have some sort of action involved, whether it's some kung fu action. Like there has to be an action associated to it. So Julio Valiente can have a lot of attachments and shit like that, and he can throw the bolo.
He has a spring-loaded arm.
His arm just goes like that. Yeah.
Sick. Whoa.
Can like a playset be part of the thing? Like instead of an action figure, it's an action playset. So can we have like
dog.
Like the Bay in Visayas, and then it's Douglas MacArthur saying "I'll be back." Then you just springboard him out of the stage.
Oh shit. That would be sick.
That's a good one.
When the enemies come in, like "I'll be back."
What do you say? I shall return.
I shall return.
Or like
I'll be back the Terminator.
Springload him out.
I shall return. Yeah. Or like
I like that
like a
it's
talking
canonically
MacArthur,
I'll be back now.
like
I just want
It's pretty
with
much
the voice
that, dude.
string like Woody.
Yeah.
If you pull up the string,
snake in my
shall
boot.
return.
That's good. Man, Migs has so many good action figure ideas.
It's so good. I just wanted to go with
That's really good.
what about Jose Rizal, but you press his chest and like a pen shoots out. I don't know.
No, he is the pen. You take off his shoes and the pen head's there.
That's good.
Just like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Giorno
dude.
Giovanna statue.
Dude, I would have an Andres Bonifacio action figure with cedula ripping action. like
He goes
You-
like that, and then if you squeeze his legs, he just
if you squeeze his legs,
Does he come with like
That's freaking
spare
great.
cedulas to tear?
Yeah. Or
Dude,
it's
no.
a clip-on
No,
cedula.
like-
It's
it's
pre-torn.
already torn.
Yeah.
It's already pre-torn. It's just the shitty
it's like a
action.
jigsaw puzzle. So if you click on it,
It's like the Hercules doll. When you squeeze him, his arms flex.
yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of flexing,
See,
He's just
that's what makes a
ripping.
good action figure. It has to
It needs
have
to have an action.
some action.
You're right.
Otherwise,
You're
it's
right.
a doll.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a figure. It's not an action figure.
Yeah, mom. It's not a doll.
I'd love a Saint Thomas Aquinas action figure.
Oh God.
With
What is that?
No, but like I don't know what his action's gonna be. I just want him to come with a UST playset.
Like
like
a
a match.
like a fucking Mighty Max
Yeah.
style.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mini
Okay.
UST that
Oh,
opens
dude.
up.
Yeah.
I got another idea for
That'd be
like a two set, like a two figure set, like
Two sets really good.
Saint Xavier and his best
Ah.
friend
Ignatius, yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
But
Dude,
do we follow
those two
the
would be
correct
great.
lore or Emil's wrong
Emil's
lore?
lore, of
Oh,
course.
Emil's lore,
dude,
definitely.
I forget who got hit by the cannonball. Okay.
That's the action feature. There's a
Yeah.
spring-loaded
dude.
cannon.
Like a detachable
And it just
leg.
incapacitates one of them and makes them believe in Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
is it
I-
like those random games where you like it gives you a weird chance as to when it'll fire? So the game is
Oh,
you point
shit.
it at one press, then if it doesn't fire, you point it at the next
Who is
until
the
it
real
eventually hits
Xavier?
someone.
Are we just talking Russian roulette but with a cannon at someone's legs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I want one based on El Filibusterismo.
Oh yeah, those characters.
Just the book?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, like
no
actual-
limitang re. Yeah, you have like
The books?
Elias. You have an Elias action figure,
Okay.
and when you squeeze his legs, his head flips into Simon.
Power Rangers morphing
Like the old
action.
Power
That's
Rangers
sick.
toy.
That's sick.
And it's just his
Or-
head, but
or-
with shades.
Dude,
and
dude,
like
the
more
same.
facial hair.
Yeah.
dude,
little bit.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
if?
with more facial
What
hair.
if? It's the what's his character again? Elias ba or what?
Elias, I
Fuck,
think.
I forget. Basta yung
Yeah.
before he became like the professor in Money
Yeah.
Heist.
Yeah.
That's practically what it was.
like it's just like a clean shaven action figure, But if you like put it in a cold temperature, like a freezer, the beard appears.
A color change. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, dude. So cool.
God damn, someone called
And I
Mattel.
want, dude, and I want like when he's Elias, he has like a sold separately lampara that
Oh, God.
explodes.
Yeah.
Sold separately.
It
And
glows
then-
in the dark.
Oh, dude, this one comes with nilaga.
Dude, I would pay money for a Padre Damaso with tinola set.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
tinola, stupid me, nilaga, tinola set. It's one of
First
those
chapter of that goddamn book.
those ref magnets from Japan that look like ramen, but it's
Oh, yo,
tinola.
yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be sick. We need to make like a toy commercial, like a fake toy commercial. We gotta call our filmmakers.
Dude.
Yeah, but like El Filibusterismo.
We're gonna
basically.
Dude,
offend someone.
We could literally just get any one of those old Power Rangers like figures and just paint
Repainted.
over it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, because those things I think go for a bit of coin.
Oh baby, dang it!
I think they like what's that? Like they remade it in a way.
Yeah, they
like
sort
it's
of re-released it,
and I
and it's
saw it,
still
like,
going for a
it's
bit.
like 700 yet. It's
Yeah,
ridiculously high.
for the collector piece.
Mhm.
Jeez.
But yeah,
But yeah,
I mean, it wouldn't be hard to recreate. So
another
Mm.
candidate would be like Rob Cham's creations,
yeah, that could be good.
Yeah.
comic
The
The
character.
Everything's a
Filipino
comic.
hero, Rob Jam.
What
all
about
the
No,
breakups.
Not
an
not-
action
you
figure
know what?
featuring
Of Rob Jam?
Yeah, that would be great.
Hey,
No, I was
hey.
thinking about Light.
Right.
Yeah.
Like his characters. in
But
Lighthouse.
remember, Rob is a National Book Award winning man. Therefore, he is a national hero of sorts.
Oh,
Oh, that's true.
National Book
We've
Hero.
talked about this. We've talked about this before.
His
We've already-
accessory is the award.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
his accessory is the award.
and he comes with a comic book and some stickers, and you fill in the blanks of the comic book. It's like
a blank
it's
sticker.
it's you get the title, which is break up with blank, and then you write your own name. Something like that.
Oh,
Something
man.
like
Dude,
Create
this.
your own story
Yeah.
with the Rob Cham
Dude,
action figure.
Dude, if
Whoa.
Raffy was an action figure, what action would he
Oh
have?
man, squats.
Yeah, squats.
Squats.
It's gotta
Yeah.
be squats.
Like,
Or some
you
kind of
remember
wrestling
those-
move.
You
right?
remember those like wrestling toys where at the back of the figure there's like a hinge that you would put
Yeah.
like you would press
Yeah.
and hold down so that they can do a jumping action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say like either that or have it be like the flip action
Yeah, the flip.
Oh yeah, that was
where
it.
you lock the spring, then it'll unhinge after like a few seconds.
Yeah,
Huh.
I had a Billy Kidman like that. Like me and my cousin bought a Billy Kidman and Goldberg 2-pack. You know, the classic rivalry. Billy Kidman and Goldberg. And then that's what he'd do. He'd just flip, but it's never really a perfect flip. He'd just kind of wobble in the air and then fall, and then
Flop.
we were like, "Whoa!"
Wait, what would Goldberg do? It's an action figure. You just throw him at the
Yeah.
toy. And that's
No,
spear.
he would have like a spring-loaded
Spear.
thing, a cannon. Then he'd
Yeah.
do the spear.
He's in the gun.
Comes with
He'd
a cat.
be in
Like a Nerf
pre-spear
gun.
pose. Those exist.
Goldberg harpoon.
This exists. Oh my god! I want these toy ideas to be. We need to make a parody of this, like a parody video. I just want to like overreact to cool El Filibusterismo toys and be like, "Whoa, you don't know it's him." When Elias,
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert
damn
for a
it.
fucking
That's how-
500-year-old piece
Dude,
of
that's how the
literature.
kids would learn the story for their book reports, right?
Yeah.
Nobody makes
That'd be a
bayani
better
nowadays.
means to
Yeah,
consume.
yeah, dude. Dude, if I had an Ibong Adarna action figure
Oh my
with
God,
stone pooping
dude.
action, it would have been so much more interesting.
That
Stone
would be the
pooping
one, right?
action.
That would be
Because
the
so
build
much
the
bullshit
toy.
happens in Ibong Adarna.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Our old
All right.
like medicine was so fucked up that we needed a bird to fix like sickness.
Yeah. and, And for some reason, no one could avoid getting pooped on by this thing.
It was a
Impeccable
menace.
No one.
It was a menace.
What a menace.
All right. Those are some good answers. Do we do this other one? Do you think?
Of course.
Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
let's do
It's
for
been
it.
a while.
We've
All right.
stocked it up.
That's true. This one comes from Jern, who is also in the chat. Jern asks, "What's a video game quote that's stuck with you?" Mine's this: Just as art is meant to break boundaries, people should be saved even if they frown upon it.
This is something that I haven't been prepared to answer.
Okay.
Hey, wait.
It seems.
I
Yeah. Go for it. Sorry.
I got one. Like,
Sure.
I don't remember it as being, the big brain, like, whoa, open up my mind type of quote. I just remember it because it sounds like a cool movie thing. And that's from GTA 5.
Yeah.
It's said like by Michael in the opening, then he says it again later on in the game. As he does the big movie heist,
Yeah.
and then a guy sees his face. Like, you forget 1,000 things every day. Make sure this is one of them. Then they drive away and do their whole like chase segment. And
Sick.
it's just a very like mafia mob type of line, and like, yo, that's cool.
Yeah.
I remember my thing. Wait,
Yeah.
it's just a quote, right? Like a video game quote. It shouldn't be that like deep or something, right?
Yeah, sure.
Could
So,
be.
the thing that really got stuck to me. Well, this is like that's not recent. Like I think a few years ago, but it's such a stupid line. It's from Binary Domain, and it's
Okay.
the line that
Alright.
that one of the characters uttered to the protagonist, and he just says, "Hey Marshall, welcome to Japan, brother." And that really gets me every time.
Big Bo.
Yeah.
Welcome
That
to
could be-
Japan, brother.
That sounds like something out of Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
That's
For
pretty
sure.
much that. It's the
That's
same
pretty much it.
energy.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it
Gotcha.
sounds about right.
Fucking
Yeah.
Big Bo.
I don't know
I've-
why.
I've been
It's-
thinking. Oh, sorry, go. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
I've been thinking about this before. Like, why aren't there many memorable video game quotes? Like, I've wanted to
There's a
kind
lot.
of. Really? I guess not for me then.
Yeah,
like,
no
I don't
place
have.
for a horse.
No place.
Yeah.
So profound. No place for
Right?
a horse.
Or
Definitely
what about
useful.
FF10?
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha
Yeah.
ha ha ha. Super memorable.
There's a bunch.
Yeah, all right. No place is a horse. Oh, no, this is no place for a horse is a comedic one. But like, I was racking my brain like way before pa that there are none like meaningful, inspiring video game quotes because you have that from movies, right? But I can't for some reason I can't remember something that like comes from a video game. And my mind when I heard this question, my mind just defaulted to Mass Effect, and it's the stupidest
Really?
non anything quote. It's just I'm Commander Shepard and this is my favorite store in the Citadel. And like
Oh, yeah.
that's all I got.
Yeah.
Like
What a commanding thing to
man.
say.
it's like it's the same as "Welcome to Japan, brother." It's
Yeah.
it's those lines that get you.
it's
Let's
just
stick out.
Dude.
So
yeah. I remember
if
it though.
one quote needs to be immortalized, it has to be, "What is a man?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
one. That
A
was a
That's
strong.
miserable
classic.
little pile of secrets."
Mhm.
Complete with
Beautiful.
glass throwing
That's-
action.
Man, that's super good.
That's an
Oh,
action
God.
figure.
Oh, man.
actually,
What
I
is
think if it has to be deep, probably
Mm.
Giles' quote, like Giles' Swin quote, is
Go
a gem.
home and be a family man.
Yeah.
What? Go home and be a family man?
Yeah, dude.
Or Chip's
Okay.
version, "Go be a ninja."
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, what the hell?
Go be a ninja.
That's what he says.
All right. You got anything, Emile?
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
go for it.
Like I've been trying to think, but like there's a ton, but most of them are super funny
Mm.
and nothing too super meaningful. But if you were to ask me to think of a quote that like made me like feel really good and like made me like think about stuff, and it's something a little bit more recent, so it kind of hits me in the memory, is a line spoken by a certain someone in patch 5.3 of Final Fantasy 14.
Wow, that's a pull.
And
That's a bit more
no,
recent
yeah,
too.
and this someone, I can't say who it is because it's massive spoilers, but he says that no matter how far your journey may take you, you stand where you stand by virtue of the road you walked to get there. And it's like it's actually a much longer quote, and it being put all together makes a lot more sense. But I think what he's just trying to say is like everything you've experienced up to now, like brought you where you are. It's a whole thing. Play
a
FF14.
really good-
Come on.
It's one of those memorable moments in that game. So
Yeah,
I dig it.
Yeah.
Also, I dig the.
He's just saying. You dig the?
Well, I was about to say there's also one really good quote that I picked up on FF14 is that, like, don't get yourself killed. You're too bloody useful.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
That's wholesome. I like that.
Thank you,
I like
Raffy.
that.
That's what
I like
Sid
that.
says to you,
Yeah. I'm
But
into
Raffy,
that.
imagine if it's Douglas Renham saying this to you.
Yeah,
Does
He
it change
kind of
the
sounds like
context?
random.
that's true. Oh,
Yes.
and one more thing. Don't get yourself killed.
He does this
You're
to the point with
You're
the
too bloody
Yeah.
useful.
As he's trying to steer a crashing ship.
yeah. Don't get yourself killed, Jan.
You're too bloody useful.
You're too bloody useful.
Yeah, man. There's a lot. There's a lot. What about you, Raffy?
Now I've done mine. That's it. I'm Commander Shepard,
Oh,
and
have
this
you?
is
And
my
this is my
favorite.
favorite
Okay.
story.
It is not
Okay,
inspiring
okay.
at all, but I remember it and it's blazoned into my head.
Hey,
Like,
dude.
what a dumb fucking thing to remember. Like,
But that's my
Thank you,
that's
Mass
your favorite
Effect 2.
line. Though,
thank
yeah?
you, Mass Effect 2. What about you, Migoy? Have you gone?
Yeah, I went
Oh,
first with the GTA.
No, you're
then
right.
The
Yeah.
Okay.
Castlevania one.
I think
We're
we've
good.
all
I
we've
think
all
we're all
gone.
good.
Alright, good.
I hope
Alright,
I hope
that's
you
it.
like those quotes,
Yeah.
Jern, and I hope you
Yeah.
find it memorable too.
If you have a memorable quote from video games and want to kind of prove me wrong that there are some inspiring stuff out there, like
Yeah,
that,
tweet it.
that
There's a
yeah.
ton.
Tweet it
Tweet it
to
to
us.
us.
Add the hashtag
The Shepherd
welcome
Challenge.
to Japan. Yeah, it's a Shepherd Challenge. Yeah, go ahead. Shepherd Challenge.
Something like that. Or
Shepherd
just put it
Graffiti
in
Challenge.
just put it
Discord.
onto the Discord as well. You can also put in your questions if you want to ask us some stuff like this. So at the start of the show to get the old juices flowing, just go to our Discord and you can we'll sploosh the creative juices and just go to the podcast reader mail. We will read it once we record. All right.
Sick.
So it's been a few weeks since our last recording, and
Mm-hmm.
what has happened during those 4 weeks? Does anyone want to fill us in?
Whole bunch.
A whole bunch, right?
Whole
Actually, Emile,
bunch.
do you mind if I go to you since you talked about your vaccination and that whole ordeal? I feel like we've already started. Do you mind if you
No,
start?
yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
Sure. Actually, since I did get the vaccination
Mm-hmm.
and I did feel like shit for a couple of days, that's actually one of the reasons we didn't do a podcast recording last
Right,
week,
right.
right? Because I was feeling bad.
Fully expecting.
Yeah. So, during those bunch of days, I actually didn't do much. I kind of worked, I kind of played, but a lot of it was a big haze because I was just like in and out of like, am I sick? No, I'm not. but am I?
Maybe. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
It was a whole bunch of second guessing whether I was sick or not, and just monitoring whether I was feeling good. And I consumed very little as far as media or gaming is concerned, and a lot of it is actually just things I usually play. So, number one, the thing I wanted to talk about that we actually got to playing before my vaccination is the new season of R6,
Oh.
baby.
Oh, shit.
Maybe.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, the video game.
I don't
yeah.
think we've talked about
Talked
that.
about
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think we've talked about the new season of R6
That's
yet.
true.
And so It's Operation what?
North
What's
Star.
the operation name?
North Star.
Operation
North Star. There you go. Operation North Star with the new operator
T-Bird.
Thunderbird.
Tomas
Mhm,
Bird.
T-Bird.
Thomas Bird.
T-Bird. And
Thomas.
what do you guys think? Because this patch changed a lot, actually. Because
Yeah.
number one, they changed up the UI. It took a little bit of getting used to, but I think
It's
functionally it's kind of nice. It's cleaner, like on the gameplay itself. They fixed a lot of the death cams. You're not stuck watching your enemy kill you now. You have the option to skip through, and it's a lot clearer that it's a replay cam rather than you observing someone from your team.
That's true.
So they increased the readability of that. And one of the other changes that I don't know how to feel about is that they removed dead bodies from R6.
I don't like it.
I kind of miss
Yeah,
the
when
dead
you
bodies.
kill
kind
someone,
of dumb.
yeah, dude, when you kill someone, they disappear and an icon of who you killed shows up there instead.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to feel about that one, man.
I
Because
mean-
it was so fun hiding in dead bodies
Yep.
in R6. Like just
Yeah.
laying there prone.
Yep.
Like waiting for your opponent to mistake you for a dead body.
It's a valid
But-
strat.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, if they're going for esports, I understand this change, but
Yeah.
it kind of sucks because those are where the cool stories come from.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean, with you and your friends. Like, oh, he didn't see I was a dead
Oh,
body.
there's a
Oh,
claymore in
yeah.
that body. That's cool. But
Yeah,
like, I
shit
think
like that.
I think I saw this trend first in Valorant during their recent patches where suddenly they've implemented getting rid of the dead bodies and instead putting in like coins that has holographic icons of who's there.
Oh. Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
at first I thought, what the hell is that? And then it's just that kind of visual change or update that they did to make it, I guess, fair on the esports scene. I don't know why they kind of say that.
Some stuff end up happening like sometimes with dead bodies kasi that where you think a dead body is like peeking through a hole like an actual player still. You can confirm and you shoot the dead body and reveals you or something like that.
But
like
but that's the thing, really. Like that what makes it more complex. Like
I guess so.
if you get fooled by a dead body, then shame on you.
Yeah,
Right.
but
and
I get
Rainbow is supposed to be like
Realistic.
the realistic shooter.
Yeah.
That was the entire
Yeah,
gimmick
yeah.
of their entire series.
right.
That's true.
But
But, like,
I feel like
Here's the thing.
Sige.
For Valorant, I have no idea why they would even implement that, because there's no such thing as bullet holes in Valorant, and at the same time, everything's a lot more readable in Valorant.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is clean shapes and clean colors,
and
whereas in Rainbow Six, everything's kind of a realistic mess, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that makes the bodies a lot more visually confusing. So I kind of understand it, but at the same time, it takes away from its identity of being the realistic
right.
hero shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also in Valorant, there's no proning, so no one
Yeah.
it's inconsequential.
Yeah, no one can
Yeah.
pretend to be a dead body.
You
So-
can't
that's
fake
true.
being dead.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have gone for the more realistic approach of like, since it's war games, when you get shot and die, your guy just walks up with his hand in the air and then I'm
Yeah, he
out.
tags
I'm out.
out.
Yeah. He just says, I'm out. And he walks to the spawn point.
Oh,
No.
and that would make a lot more sense that you could look at the cameras still, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Dude,
What else came out
oh,
in
man.
the patch? What other big
A whole
Yeah,
bunch.
Yeah, a lot of gadget changes. Like smoke is different now. It
Yeah.
behaves differently, and I think it behaves
Smoke
better.
propagates differently.
And
They nerfed Jaeger's hands. They can't
Yeah.
handle recoil anymore.
basically, they made
small
Jaeger's
baby
hands smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaeger has no baby hands.
But I think
They gave him baby
the
hands.
biggest addition is the new character, which is we've talked about her Thunderbird and her ability of like putting like spots. I mean, drones on the ground that when you enter their line of sight, I mean their area,
Yeah,
you get healed, whether you're an attacker or
Yes.
defender.
yeah, it's like
That's
a
fun.
It's pretty great.
It's pretty great.
It's like having your own little pet dog by your side.
Yup.
It's like
Yep.
it looks like a portable bingo machine
yeah.
that
Mhm.
shoots bingo balls at you and
Mhm.
it heals you for 20 or something. It's actually pretty strong. Like I've seen
It's good.
videos of content creators explaining how kind of OP this is, because if you like there's one scenario where you can just stack all three of these healing stations into one area and
Yeah.
it will full heal you once, like one shot full heal somebody in that station.
Yeah.
So you can keep taking firefights without
Yeah, and
risk.
it'll just
Yeah.
be
Like
a
as if
full
you
life
were
heal.
fresh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's kind of ridiculous.
My favorite
It's super strong.
my
yeah?
favorite use of it is using the big strong man Oryx, who can just run through soft walls and make giant holes, but he'll take 5 damage, right? That's what my favorite thing, to have a Thunderbird, and he'll just go around the map making holes in all of the soft walls. He'll take damage and then come back to the Thunderbird and heal up even before the round starts, even before they attack.
I'm sick.
So you won't use that overheal anyway, right? So I feel like that's a great way to do it. But yeah, that's R6. What?
No, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. What do you call it? I haven't bought the battle pass yet for this R6,
Mhm.
but I really want to. But as usual, I'm probably going to level it halfway or 75% of the way before I buy it, so I don't feel super bad if I don't like max it out and shit like that. And since I did max out the previous battle pass, I have a bunch of R6 fun bucks. So I only technically have to spend 250 pesos for
Nice.
this battle pass, which is kind of cool.
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's
I
good.
appreciate
Value
that.
Town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Value Town. That's mostly it for R6.
Yeah.
We play in. We're getting more people into it. Our friend Ares from Contemplating
yeah.
has gotten into it massively.
Yeah.
And from what I hear, Charlie has bought R6 as well.
Ooh, no.
What?
I don't know.
Bit of
Twilight
mystery.
Okay.
Zone. I don't know.
Yeah, that's mostly it for R6. And as far as video games are concerned, it's been, for some reason, all competitive stuff for me. So like R6, and the other thing I've been playing more and more of, which is Guilty Gear.
Guilty
Strive.
Gear. How is it?
I've been having a lot of fun with it, but what do you call it? My old man fingers won't cooperate with me anymore. So I've been having trouble like relearning chip and stuff.
Mhm.
Like my reaction speed is just real slow now, and like it feels bad that that's the case. But I'm gonna keep at it. But for now, since I'm not too into like pressing a lot or damaging my hands while playing,
Mhm.
now I'm maining Faust. And
Oh.
I've been having a great time maining Faust. It's super duper fun and ridiculous. I've always played him on the side in previous Guilty Gears, but now since I don't want to press too many buttons, I've been playing a lot of Faust. And I miss a lot of his moves, but I think I'm getting a hang of how he is now. And one of the interesting things I experienced was I was having trouble climbing the online tower. And then one day I log in and there was no one in the tower. There was no one on the 8th floor and the 9th floor
Huh.
where I was living.
Okay.
And I was like, oh fuck, how do I rank up now? So I was like, okay, maybe I'll change region for the first time. So I changed region to North America.
Oh shit!
And-
that far.
My mind was immediately blown because number one, the netcode still works amazingly. I can play perfect games with the people from America. And number two, I've been living in hell. like
What?
The people here in Southeast Asia and Japan are on a different level. Because when I jumped over to North America, it was easy street. I was like, oh,
Scrub
these people
City?
have never seen a
Oh,
Faust.
damn.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I was like, these people have never seen a Faust move like this. They have no idea what to do with me. Okay. And I immediately got promoted, and like eventually like a bunch of people like figured out what I was doing, and I was back to the 9th floor. So
Is this cheats?
oh man. Guilty Gear is super fun, but the one thing I wanted to talk about and the one thing that I'm super excited about is DLC characters. And a bunch of people in the Guilty Gear community have already actually data mined possible DLC characters
Sephiroth?
for Guilty Gear Strive. Yeah.
Sephiroth.
And
Please don't be Elfit. Please don't be Elfit.
what do you call it?
Jacko.
A bunch of people have data mined possibilities because they have found name folders in the files.
Oof.
And there's 5 characters in the files that what do you call it? Are not currently playable, but they're in a folder where they should be playable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Probably because they're in the story
blacklisted.
too.
Yeah,
Right.
that too. They
No,
might
yeah,
be in the
yeah,
story
yeah.
mode.
They totally might be in the story mode. What do you call it? So the characters that were in there were basically number 1, it was Jacko. Jacko was in those files. Jam Cloudberry was also in those files. And Asuka, that man, from the story mode.
Wow. He gets his own
Ooh.
character.
Yes, is also
Finally.
in the files. And the guy with the X mark shades and the horns and the guns, Happy Chaos, is also in those files.
All right.
But the character that I'm excited about, that I think Raffy will be excited about as well,
Rest-
is the
Incineroar!
other character.
Oh.
No, is the other character in those files who is Gold Lewis Dickinson,
Whoa.
What a journey.
who is
What is
Gold Lewis
Gold
Dickinson,
Lewis.
dude, is this
Dickinson?
massive American man who works for the Secret Service, right? That's Gold Lewis Dickinson.
Wow.
And his weapon is a coffin from Area 51. And inside the coffin is an alien that serves him.
What?
That's his...
Wait,
like,
is this an
people
old
have-
character?
No, this is a new character. This is an absolutely new character. He's in the story mode of Strive, and people have data mined him T-posing, and they've also data mined his weapon, which is the coffin from Area 51, where he commands the alien from inside to do attacks.
Oh
and
my
shit.
god, I'm seeing the screenshots now. He's
seeing
just
Are you seeing?
I'm
he's
seeing
Bob.
Yep.
He's
Texas
just
Bob.
Bob.
Yep.
Dude, Gold Lewis Dickinson. Look him
I'm
up. He
looking
looks
him
so
up.
cool, man.
He does look really cool.
I'll paste it on the mod chat. But he's big.
Dude, and his weapon is a coffin, and there's a giant sign on the coffin that says Area 51 United States, warning, extraterrestrial, do not enter.
Yep.
It's like fucking the most ridiculous thing ever. I can't wait for Gold Lewis Dickinson.
Wow. What a
Would you
character.
get into this game for Gold Lewis
Gold
Dickinson?
Lewis Dickinson?
Yeah, dude. Would you?
I won't not get into this game because of Gold Lewis Dickinson. Definitely
Dude,
prodding me
what I
towards
don't-
it.
What I don't understand is why would the developers ever give the players a chance to call a character Gold Dick?
GD.
You could just call him Gold Dick.
Gold Dick? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
dude.
sure. He looks like
Sick.
the Deathstroke in Bob's body. The
He does. He does. The white
eye
and
patch.
the
yeah.
eye patch, the white hair and the
No,
eye
that's
patch.
not bad.
Yep.
hmm He works for
Interesting.
the Secret Service.
Of course he does.
That's mostly it.
Alright. How much
And
is this game?
I mean, I watched some anime. None of them were good. What do you call it?
Get
No, yeah.
blasted.
It was a
Yeah.
Get
mistake.
blasted
That
anime.
is such a
No,
mood.
dude. If I were to talk about any one of them that I watched that wasn't good, I would talk about Record of Ragnarok because
Oh,
people
yeah.
were
Ooh, I
making a
heard
buzz about it.
thing.
The boobs.
Yeah,
lady.
people were making a buzz about like fucking Record of Ragnarok. People were so excited that this is getting animated. So I decided to jump on, and it's a no frills tournament anime. Like they're not even like trying to dress it up as having a story. No, this is just about gods fighting people. Sure,
It's just
sure.
Tournament Arc the anime.
Again.
Yeah, it's just Tournament Arc the anime.
The anime.
Yeah, it's that. It has it doesn't even bother giving you a proper story or whatever. Like, it opens up in court and the gods are like, yo, humans suck. And then the Valkyries are like, dude, give him a chance. What about a tournament? And they're like, sick, let's do it. That's it. That's it.
Oh god, that's too easy.
Let's
No,
beat
yeah.
him up.
That's it.
Wow.
That is it. And
Just like in Mortal Kombat.
the reason I don't like it is that it reeks of trying to extend its runtime through a lot of long pauses and a lot of extraneous dialogue that happens in between the fights. And when you get to the fights, the animation is lackluster.
Oh no. That's the worst.
Like, it has
That'll
very,
get ya.
very limited
And,
animation.
like,
Very,
For
very
a show
limited
that
animation.
focuses on fighting. It's
Yeah.
Having
That
the
would be the
anim-
payoff.
yeah.
That was gonna be my thing, right? For let's say like Way of the House Husband. It was fine with me because it works with the comedic style and it takes nothing away from the comedy.
It's true.
It being like animated in that manner. However, if you're doing a dedicated tournament fighting anime, I want to see some good animation on those fights, and I just wasn't getting that. And I was so excited too because the first fight of the tournament is fucking Thor versus Lu Bu.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
that should
What
be
is
a
this fighting
banger.
game?
That's a pay-per-view.
Okay,
That's your main
here's
event.
here's the concept. Here's the concept, right? All of the gods are just hanging out in one giant like thing. So it's the Greek gods, the Norse gods, the Indian gods. Every god is here.
Uh-huh.
Everyone is here, right?
Uh-huh.
And the Valkyries are like, yo, we're gonna pick the best of humanity and bring them here. So, like, you get, like, I only know about 2 fighters in this whole thing, right?
Mhm.
And one is Lu Bu. And the other one is Adam, the father of all humanity.
Amazing.
Wow.
Dude, yeah.
Wow.
Probably
Yeah.
the most
Alright.
powerful FGO character ever.
Dude, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Fair enough. No. If the animation suck and it's a
Yeah.
show about animated fighting, then-
Lights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Emile earned the rights.
Yeah.
He did the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done 4 episodes. I've given it more. Like it's outstayed its welcome.
F minus.
Yeah.
The money
and I guess
heist of
the
anime.
last- the money
Whoa.
heist.
The real heist is the
God.
time you spent.
The time they stole from you.
Yeah. I'll never get that back.
I think that's mostly it for me, and I
Nice.
think there's just one thing I'd like to talk about,
Yeah?
and it's something that I didn't expect would affect me so damn much,
Ooh.
but it did.
Oh yeah, okay.
And it's something that happened 2 days ago, which is
Oh.
Coco Kiryu's graduation from Hololive. Did any of you boys watch that?
I did, but you have to
you
explain
know
to
we
the
did.
audience who she is, and you know.
Okay. So Coco Kiryu is she is part of the 4th generation of Hololive virtual YouTuber streamers, and she left the company. She announced this 1 month ago that she will be leaving Hololive, and she had her final stream 2 days ago on July the 1st, 2021. And it was this whole affair. It's like a giant, like they had this giant video where she's saying goodbye to all of her co-virtual streamers on Hololive. She said goodbye to 1st Gen. She said goodbye to 0 Gen. She said goodbye to Hololive Gamer. She said goodbye to Hololive English. She talked with everyone, asked them like, oh, like, I'm gonna miss you guys. What did you guys think about me then? What did you guys think about me now? I mean, she even had like a fucking interview with the CEO of Hololive. That was ridiculous. And then it just all led up to like her last performance with her gen mates of Generation 4 of Hololive. And I like I knew I was gonna miss it because I would look forward to her content all the time. But on that last stream, I was just like, yo, this person has made such an impact on not just like the VTubing industry, but the people watching her. And for her to just up and leave at the very peak of her career is giant balls. Like,
Man.
it's so hard not to respect this person.
Damn.
Like, to give you an idea of how important Coco Kiryu is, Raffy.
Yeah, sure.
Like, when Hololive was getting popular, Coco actually was super instrumental to getting the Western audience in because she was the first super bilingual member wherein she spoke native, really good English. And she kind of became a bridge between the Japanese and the English, not just to the audiences, but to the fans as well. And at the same time, she was kind of translating stuff for the Japanese people. Na parang, hey, this is what the overseas bros said. And shit like that. Like,
nice.
she started that. And because of her actions, Hololive got so big in the West that they opened up the branch Hololive English. Like, wherein it's a dedicated stable of English Hololive VTubers. And, like, all of her content is just so iconic. Like, she would do Asakoko, her morning show. She would do Reddit shitpost reviews and guest all of these people. And she was the first one, I think, who, like, really pushed the boundaries when it came to, like, swearing and being not a pure idol image. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, man. And, like, for someone like that who was so influential, like she was one of the first ones to hit 1 million subs and shit like that. One of the fastest growing YouTube VTubers. She was the most super chatted VTuber, like the most super chatted YouTube channel for a while. If you don't know what that means, Raffy, that just means that during live streams, you get donations, but in YouTube, it's called super chat. And basically, she was the most super chatted, like, YouTube channel for a while. Like, she was raking in millions per stream.
Damn.
And I mean, I think, like, in the middle of her final live stream, that stream was grossing at around, like, 6 million pesos.
Whoa.
People just kept donating and donating. Like, it's just crazy to me that you can just step away from that at the peak of your career, but at the same time, like, she's legendary because of it. It's so incredible. And, like, I'm gonna miss her. Fuck. Did any of you guys catch that?
Yeah, dude.
I did. There you go.
Coco was when you explained to us the VTubing thing and Corona and Pecora were kind of blowing up. So of course we naturally like would get recommended Coco Kiryu through like just YouTube recommendations and like, hey, she's the one that speaks the English. I can get behind this like naturally, not just through translations by fans and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I actually caught her 3D debut live. Like I
was
clicked on it and
that
like,
was a trip.
oh, this is live. That's cool. And like, oh, look at these American hips gyrating. You know, that's not a Japanese girl and whatnot, blah, blah. And it's crazy to think that from then on up to now, it doesn't feel long enough, you know?
Right? It's been a little bit more than a year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
it's
little
too
bit
soon.
more. And
It's too soon.
And usually when you hear news like this, like, oh, this person is leaving, oh, this group is disbanding, it's always usually bad. Like probably the other most impactful one is when the Best Friends decided to disband a few years ago.
That's exactly what
yeah.
this felt like to me, man, right?
Right, but also the Coco celebration, it's different because it was like good feel, like it's sad and everything, right?
Yeah.
But also it was like a real joy to see all of that, like from the announcement where everyone was devastated, and then she put in so much work. She probably put out the most content ever throughout that last month.
Dude, the month leading up to her leaving the company was just like bam, 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 content after content. She was even releasing new costumes.
New costumes,
she
new
wouldn't be
songs.
using anymore.
Exactly.
Right?
And then all the collabs just, you know, because this was the last chance, they just started churning it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that was kind of a crazy thing to watch.
Why'd she leave? Is there a
Unclear,
reason?
actually,
okay.
but
It's a personal
But-
choice.
Okay.
but it was made clear that it was her own choice.
Yeah.
That the management tried to talk her out of it.
Mhm.
Everyone tried to talk her out of it, but at the end of the day, it was her own choice for
Right.
her own like happiness. She says.
Cool. That's good.
And prior
And-
to the announcement, like all the
Yeah.
other members already knew beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, they couldn't talk about it up until then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a kind of a roller coaster too.
Yeah, man, and it's just like she was so influential.
Mhm.
And I don't think anyone else could have pulled off leaving the company in that manner.
Mhm.
And like me, this is my first kind of foray into idol culture, right? Like I never expected myself to be into like idols and shit like that. I've never really understood it, but Hololive just turned it into something a little bit more palatable because it had this gaming veneer on it. It had memes, and a lot of like the memes came from her. Like she was the one turning all of the failures into memes, and you could even feel it from the other members who weren't as experienced as her. Because, for example, when Watame started, she had really bad internet, and Coco decided to turn it into a meme on her morning show, saying that, "Oh, yo, this sheep has shit internet. Let's go." And people turned it into a meme, and it became super duper funny, and like Watame just owned it. Or like she does all sorts of shit like that, and
Yeah,
I think without Coco, Hololive wouldn't be what it is right now.
Mm.
Oh,
yeah, she
for sure.
she probably has the most unique content out of her generation, or probably all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at like she has like a morning talk show where she has Hololive idols as her guests,
Yeah,
so she gets to
Yeah, and-
know each other. I mean, she gets to know all of them.
Mm.
yeah,
And-
and like
right.
she even makes up fake news about
Yeah,
them.
it's really
Yeah.
entertaining. Like
Yeah.
you see
Mhm.
most of these Hololive idols, they mostly do the thing that we're used to see when it comes to streamers. Like they stream games, they stream just chatting,
They do singing
they do
streams.
singing streams, but she creates something that's kind of unique and funny
Yeah.
and entertaining.
She
so.
would make these skits about like fucking like these fucking drugs that she's selling.
Yeah.
And she would use other members to promote her quote unquote drugs and
Yeah.
shit. And it was great. And she would even come up with like Coco's learning Japanese corner or Coco's learning English corner, but it would all be like swear words and shit. It was hilarious.
Cool.
Yeah, it was great.
She's an innovator.
Yeah, she kind of
through.
brought like a cohesive personality to getting the other members to also interact with each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she was also the one behind the Hollow House because
Yes, she was.
because a lot of the members would like live a bit too far from the main office, so it would be difficult for them to go over to do like the 3D recordings and whatnot,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like with the
Mhm.
mocap suits.
Mhm.
Or just have access to proper internet. So she started that whole trend, and that also brought everyone close together because
Yeah.
they were essentially roommates now.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude.
So like I remember during Coco's stream, fucking Kanata and Suisei come in, like, "Oh my god, you have a bathroom! Whoa!"
Mhm.
And Coco's like, "Oh my god,
Oh,
you guys
man.
please shut up! I'm streaming."
It's
And, like
great.
that
It's
extra
super great.
personality, like because up until then you would basically treat each individual Hololive member as like their own isolated thing
Mhm.
and not like as a group, or you would treat like each generation as a thing instead of a group. But now they're all like interacting with each other, you know,
Mhm.
like no holds barred, so it feels like a community that you're watching instead.
Yeah, man. This entire Hololive thing is awesome, and I didn't think that there'd be like a legitimate graduation, like years. Like I thought it would take years because like Aloe graduating, she didn't even get the chance to like establish herself and shit like that. But Coco leaving, just like no one would have seen it coming
Right.
because she was on top of her game and at the top of her career. And for her to just up and leave like this feels like such a blow. But at the same time, I think it's done something to the members, because I think it's Migoy that pointed this out. But like, she's kind of functioning like everyone's Kamina right now.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
Like, that's what it feels
Gurren
like,
Lagann.
especially with like Watame and like
fourth
Watame
gen.
and Kanata. Yeah, they just look at her as like something to aspire to, and now that she's gone, they have to live up to it. Something like that.
Ooh.
It kind
Coco.
of works out because she's also the tallest member of the 4th gen, and she's
She
also
is.
taller than most of the other girls.
She's actually the tallest member out of all of Hololive.
And I can't
The next tallest is Rain from Indonesia.
Indonesia.
I can't wait for this event to be immortalized in Netflix. Like Coco Kiryu's legacy.
No,
Coco
yeah.
Kiryu's legacy. And then
No,
the 4th
this-
gen are the only ones who's left to kind of carry over her legacy.
We gotta spin this.
This is what you just said is perfect, because that's what I was imagining all this time. It was like another similar event when Michael Jordan retired from after
Okay.
securing 3 championships with the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
3 in a row,
I wanna play
right?
baseball.
You know, he was
Repeat, yeah,
he was
baby.
really. He was really dominant. He was at the height of his career. Like, he can still play. He was at the peak, and then he retired. And then the Last Dance. So the last live. I don't know. I can't make a Coco joke. The last something.
Yeah,
It could
the
be
last
immortalized in that one. But with also that, I feel like there's still hope. She might come back. You know, Jordan
I was
did.
hope
hoping
that's
she
the
would
case.
guess.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
She actually said that I will be making my debut in the real world or something
Aw.
like that, right? She said something like
That's
that.
sweet.
Mm.
But still, Jordan made his debut in baseball. Didn't work out
can't
No,
so well.
hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully
back.
they treat like, because this is the first proper graduation, right? Where it's not like,
Okay.
oh, because you fucked up, you gotta leave,
Yeah.
right?
Ah,
So this is the first one that they
okay.
celebrated, and there was a big thing. So it was a proper goodbye. So hopefully they
Okay.
can treat her like a legacy character,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you know
Mm-hmm.
maybe she'll come back after a few years for a
Yeah.
single thing in her avatar. Doing her
Yeah.
character, like how an old actor comes in to represent himself in like
Yeah.
a fucking movie or
Sentai
something
show
like that.
Or like
Kamen
Yeah.
Rider show.
Yeah.
Or
Like
like-
Segata Sanshiro comes back as Segata
Or like
Sanshiro.
or like getting the old suit actors for the Power Rangers and shit
Yeah.
like that,
Or
right?
like
you know-
Jason showing up, even though he's very wide.
I'm
He'll be
actually
the Red Ranger.
thicker
My
Jason,
theory-
yes. Uh-huh.
my mind palace theory would be that she would
Whoa.
replace Yagu in the future. She would run Hololive. dude.
shit.
This
She would
was all
become
a ploy.
she would become the
Wow.
Tommy Oliver of Hololive.
Ooh.
She becomes the Geese Howard of Hololive.
Yeah.
which
She
is
puts her
which is
feet up.
actually which is actually super interesting because she's shared this in one of her chatting live streams
Mhm.
that when she initially signed up for Hololive, she didn't sign up to be a talent.
Yeah.
She signed up to be part of the management.
Yeah.
Oh.
And when they met her, they were like, "Yo, you're super experienced. Why don't you be a talent?" And she's like, "Okay, sure, why
Yeah.
not?"
that easy, huh?
Yeah. So it's super interesting. It's super duper interesting, and it's just crazy that it's just been like not even 2 years,
Yeah.
and like so many people have been affected by this character
Mhm.
that people are shedding actual tears because she's leaving.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like her graduation is a sign of her moving up in Hololive, still within Hololive. I don't know.
No.
Or it could be just a solo or personal project.
Well,
who
for
knows,
sure,
man.
she's gonna do something. But I hope
Mhm.
the bigger play is she really just becomes management behind the scenes.
Yeah,
That could be
Yeah,
something.
that would be
Right.
really
great.
great.
You can, but just take comfort that the greatest of all time in all of kind of genres are never really gone.
Yeah,
Just like
Michael
the
Jordan's now
Undertaker.
the owner.
Just like
Dude,
the
that-
Undertaker.
just
The
like-
Undertaker's still around.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
Dude,
M-
Kane still has his mask in his garage.
Dude, MJ's now the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. So
Sure.
Is he?
Yeah, sure.
But
Just-
hindi yung bulls.
I hope. No,
I mean, no, because
Jerry Krause.
MJ's from North Carolina,
Carolina.
so
He was
that's
originally from
his
Carolina.
hometown.
Yeah, they stick around, and no, on a serious note, I mean, on a more real note, di ba, parang their legacy is always felt, and since they've shaped a lot of the community or the culture, they'll always be there, just like the Undertaker.
Oh yeah, and I believe Hololive did clear things up because, of course, when she announced that she was leaving, everyone was worried. Like, are we not going to be allowed to talk about Coco anymore?
Oh,
like after the fact, or what if she's in the background because we are still housemates and all that?
Mm-hmm.
What is
true.
the
And
answer?
they're like, no, that's going to be fine. This is a
Okay.
proper graduation. Nothing bad happened. It's okay.
Yeah, and like right now, if you look at Kanata's channel, she's uploading old videos of her and Coco doing that green screen bullshit they do of just like
It's so good.
it's just 5 to 10 seconds of Coco and Kanata playing with their 3D models.
Oh yeah,
And she's still uploading them right now.
they
So
must have recorded
just
so
says-
much.
They must have. They must have recorded so much and she's still just uploading it now. So that just says that even though Coco's graduated, they can still talk about her. They can
Yeah.
still use her image. They can still like do stuff and talk about her.
Bridges
character is
aren't
still
burnt
there.
and all of that.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah,
Not like
Yeah, it's
like
super cool. And
Hulk Hogan and stuff.
just looking at how all of the other members reacted to her leaving is just so heart-wrenching and at the same time like heartwarming because like for example I'm sure you know who Pecora is, right, Raffy? Like
no.
girl.
during
I've known some of them.
the
Who is this one?
the crazy
the bunny girl.
Bunny
that
girl.
would- yeah, the bunny girl Pecora.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
During Kiryu's graduation stream, she was also having a singing stream, and she couldn't sing properly because she
Aw.
was crying.
Oh,
Yeah, like
damn.
she would just break. Yeah, she would just
What are
break
these
down into
feels?
tears in the middle of a song, and like it was like the same with Soisei. Like she was trying to sing, but she was like her voice was cracking and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the sweetest streams that happened during that day was Sakura Miko's stream. I'm sure you're familiar with her, Raffy. She's the one who said the N-word on the GTA stream.
Yeah, also the one who
That
said
one, alright.
stay home as she snipes people
yeah,
on
yeah,
buildings.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
that one,
Gotcha.
that one. She dedicated an entire stream to narrate a picture book that she drew herself about a story of a dragon that visited their village, made everyone's lives better, then went away.
Aw.
It
Dude,
was just so sweet.
Aw.
It's so cool.
God damn it.
hmm
you thought it was over. You thought the tears
residual-
were
Yeah. Dude, like so like I never expected myself to get into idol culture and shit like that. And I think all of the bad things I don't like about idol culture are not present in Hololive, which I really, really like. I think Hololive is one of those companies that actually care about their talent.
Good.
And there are some things that they can't do, of course, and some things that they need to bow down to, like especially when it comes to legal shit. So I understand them making some of the hard decisions, but as far as any idol industry thing goes, I think Hololive has been handling it the best out of any company. And I think this is probably the most heartwarming graduation I've ever seen. And I don't think any other company can handle it the way they did. And I'm just going to miss Coco. And I hope the best for her. Kiryu Kai forever.
Yes, indeed.
That's my week,
I always
boys.
say that.
That was a day.
Kiryu Kai forever, yes.
Yep. Strike
Yeah,
first,
dude,
strike
if-
hard, no
yeah.
mercy, baby.
Dude, if Raffy rolls up his sleeve right now, there's a fucking Coco tattoo just right there, there.
Super Coco.
Super Kiryu.
Oh man,
Kiryu Kai forever.
dude. Oh,
Oh,
man,
man.
shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my week, boys.
I caught residual feels from that one, honestly.
yeah.
knowing nothing from it, and kind of people describing you describing the reaction of the people and their peers. Ooh, that's getting
Dude,
to
it
me.
was
Yeah.
extra like heartwarming because
It's
even Coco was surprised by like the members she barely interacted with. They started being really emotional. And we had that rare moment where we saw all the members of Hololive Indonesia together at the same time.
Yeah,
which I think hasn't happened yet up until
It's the
that.
first time I've seen those.
That was so cool to
that
see.
batch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Awesome.
when Hollow EN's segment came up, they were missing a member. And
Dude.
Amelia confirmed that Gura overslept
Oh,
in
yeah.
chat.
Classic Gura.
No, it's true. Raffy,
It's true, though.
It's funny 'cause
Raffy
you're
Graffiti,
right.
Big Gura fan.
Big Gura
Super
fan
true.
from day one. Batch one. No, honestly, I've seen some videos. They were funny. So when people tag him and I watched, it's funny. There's some who's the one with the detective hat? That one's a funny one.
Yeah, that's
It's
her. That's
Amelia.
Amelia.
yeah. That's Emile.
There's Amelia. Yeah, okay. There you go. I knew. Contemplate believes me in the chat. I can't believe.
Contemplate
Oh,
can't believe
fuck.
you in chat.
No, I don't see the word can't. He believes me. He knows.
Reading is hard.
Reading is hard. Especially if, Raffy's the biggest VTuber fan. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. I've always been this. I've been doing this lately of like trying to deny like stuff that people know me for. The other day, I was saying in R6
Wrestling.
the other day R6 like I was saying I fear no man, I'll kill them all. And Samson says, "Oh yeah, he only fears spiders." And I'm saying, "No, I don't even fear spiders." If a spider
Brand
shows
new
up,
Raffy.
I'll eat it up. I don't care. But no one believes me really. And I get
No,
I get
specifically
destroyed.
Migs doesn't believe you.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Not even gonna say
Migs
it.
doesn't believe anything.
I don't even need to say it.
He just
I'm just
implies it.
joking.
Yeah.
You just look at you and you know.
Yeah.
You know what
I'll
I
do
want
that
to
thing.
know?
I'll do that SMH.
Yeah.
What?
And then that's
What
it.
What do you want to know?
I want to
Raffy?
know what about the two Migses? The Migoy and the Miguel.
But
both
which one?
Both
Now
Miguels.
choose.
Which one of you would like to tell us about your your few weeks?
This would be like if we were to attend Emile's vaccination as his quote unquote family. Oh, here's Raffy T and two Miguels.
Please vaccinate them.
Raffy T. Miguel T and Miguel T. All right. Would you like to vaccinate us with your stories of your weeks?
I'll do
Yes,
it.
please.
I'll
Yes.
do it.
Yes, vaccinate us. Make us immune.
Oh God.
Immune to damage.
kind of-
Immune to damage. Give us
That's
the
not fair.
iframes. Give us the
Yeah, yeah.
iframes. Let's go.
Forward
So-
6p.
I did a lot of reading for the past
Ooh.
2 weeks.
That's hard.
El
Yeah.
filibusterismo.
But it's
Are
not
you okay?
really
Are you
novels
okay?
or books. It's just reading manga
Picture
Ah.
books.
because
Ah.
I've
I know some of
I've-
these words.
yeah.
Dude, from what I hear, you read the big manga.
Yeah, I've read the big
I
manga.
also
I've
heard
read
about
the
this.
The
Yeah.
original.
I've read the thing that ruined everything for me. Now,
Mhm.
so I've read Berserk. I've read Berserk. I've finished it. I'm
Oh wow, okay.
I am. It's not finished. How can you say that?
Caught up.
I'm caught up. I'm caught up.
Yeah.
I'm certified
Unofficially
berserkle
finished.
jerk. Berkle jerk.
Berserk
that's
culture.
Berserkle jerk.
Yeah, berserkle jerk.
TM.
Everything that I
Explain
see
how
right now.
everything's ruined. Yeah.
Everything I
Okay.
see right now is just a berserk reference.
Whoa.
It's just a Berserk
Dude.
reference, man.
Whoa.
I'm telling you.
All right.
Final Fantasy
It's
VII,
true.
Berserk.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Berserk.
No way.
No,
Dude, yes.
Yes.
Dude, yes.
What?
Raffy, believe me.
Dude,
The moonlight foreshows us what we are, guts.
dude,
Oh,
dude,
there's something there.
You're not even
You're not
wrong.
even wrong.
You're not even
There's
wrong.
something
there.
Guts fights Davy Jones.
Yep.
Wow. All
Yeah, dude.
right.
It's
Please tell
so,
us. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I know Raffy's curious about Berserk because
Yeah.
you know
Because because
the
of the
artist
art.
is crazy.
Yeah.
The art is crazy when it comes to
It's
details.
God
It's-
damn. Right. Yeah.
Um, it's so good. It's a dark fantasy story about
Mhm.
this man
Mhm.
called Guts, and
Mm.
he's
Big
known as
sword.
like the wandering dark swordsman because he has a big ass sword, and basically um the manga tells his life story and the people he met along the way, and you will get to know his struggles. You will get to know a lot of the events like encircling the world that he's living in. It's dark fantasy, but it's not really um angsty dark. Like whenever you say dark fantasy, what would you like think of? Like like so like demonic or
Mythical?
dark or angsty anime. I don't know, but
Mhm.
Oh,
Berserk.
this precedes edgy teen
Yeah,
anime.
there it
angst.
is, edgy teen anime stuff. But
All
Berserk
right.
isn't really that. It still has that whimsical side in it. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's endearing, or it's not all dark. Basically, it has a good story. I'm surprised, like that how it first began as some sort of like uh, a wandering hero type of a story, and then it tackles a lot of things along the way through different
Mhm.
arcs. It's actually a
Mhm.
complex
Yeah,
manga.
it doesn't follow like any preconceived like story archetypes.
Mm.
There's no tournament arc, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Yeah.
it really
Yeah,
Good,
there's
good.
the
it breaks a lot of expectations that you'd find from a lot of modern anime,
Mhm.
and that really proves that it precedes most of those.
Yeah,
And in fact, it was like a
Mm.
trend starter for a lot of tropes that you see now.
it's really great. Like I don't want to spoil it because I want you to also experience it. But how they build the world around it, it's
Mhm.
really cool. Like the concept of like these items called bellets, the the beings called the God Hand, and all of the creatures and monsters and
The
characters.
concept of evil.
Yeah, actually, there it is. The concept of evil,
Dude.
even God. but
Dude.
but yeah, it's really fun. Like I'm actually surprised how like I haven't read something like this before. Basically, like all of Pura's ideas are actually fresh when I read it, and it's like
Which is weird, right? Because it's 2021, and you'd think that somebody would have tried to rip this off in a good way, but I don't think anyone
nobody did.
has.
Maybe Dark Souls, and that's it.
Yeah. Maybe Dark
is
Souls.
just a
Okay, yeah.
Berserk.
Yeah,
All of
basically,
Dark Souls is just Berserk.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. How
like a lot
so?
of elements. No, there's a lot of elements
Dude.
are copied, and not copied,
Pulled
but
directly from
yeah,
Berserk.
Yeah,
pulled directly
pulled
from
Berserk.
You know the
Dark Souls is
red,
the most blatant.
the red soul stones that you use for PvP in Dark Souls.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are just baylets.
with
Those are
the
just
eye
baylets.
or the face. So those are just
Ballots.
baylets. And like Artorias is basically just guts.
Guts.
Yeah.
That's just
Okay.
guts.
So there's a lot
Okay.
of things there. It's great. And I
Is
don't know,
the
man.
mood the same like as Dark Souls? Because there's a palpable mood and atmosphere of like
I wouldn't say it's the
Mm.
mood for the rest of the manga, because it's such a it's it's hard to describe it because each arc is different. Like each
Okay.
arc feels different. Like for example, like the first few arcs feels like like he's a wandering swordsman, and then suddenly you're reading about his past, which is the golden arc, which is sort of like now they're a band of mercenaries, and
The
It's about
backstory.
medieval war and skirmishes and campaigns. And
The Golden Age arc was just Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones.
Castle
Yeah.
sieging.
there it is.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones,
Mm.
Berserk.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude.
Bum, bum,
No,
bum,
for
bum, bum,
sure.
bum, 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 bum.
But yeah, it's
Okay.
it's something like that. So there's like different arcs and different types of genres, like subgenres that Berserk has explored during its run.
It's super duper interesting because like what Migs is saying, like it is dark fantasy, but it somehow manages to take dark fantasy and still be able to insert comedic moments, still be able to insert moments of whimsy. Like from the start, there's a fucking pixie that follows Guts around
Yeah.
named Puck.
Yeah, dude.
And
Okay.
like not knowing anything about Berserk, like at the time when I got into it, people were telling me, "Yo, this is a cool ass thing. It's dark fantasy. It's brooding. It's super great." You know how teenagers recommend things to teenagers, right?
Yeah.
But when I read it, there was this fucking
This
fairy
fucking
flying
naked-ass
around Guts.
fairy.
Dude.
Yeah, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Dude.
And then I just kept going, and I was like, "Okay, no, yeah, this is really good."
I had it
Okay.
worse because the first time I've encountered Puck was in the anime, was in the 2016 anime,
The,
and he
the
was
bad CGI anime.
he was the worst there, and I was like, "This is
That's the
Berserk."
worst.
Dude,
Oh, there it is
Raffy.
again, Raffy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
Legend
Do you
of
know,
Zelda, Berserk.
yeah. Navi from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
The annoying
Berserk
fairy.
That's just a
reference.
Berserk
Uh-huh.
reference.
100%.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
the companion fairy is
'Cause, like,
It's
inspired by
100%.
Puck. Yeah.
that was a Berserk reference, but that was so old.
Berserk is much
Like,
older than that.
Berserk is
Interesting.
very old.
Okay.
But yeah,
And like I know we're seeming like we're having a hard time explaining what makes
Yeah.
Berserk cool, Raffy.
Yeah.
But that's because it's kind of like its own thing, and one of the reasons why it's so hard for us to explain is because we don't want to spoil it, because it's a journey in and of itself.
Yeah.
And if ever there's
It's good.
anything that's going to get you into Berserk without us spoiling the story, Raffy, it's going to be the really, really amazing fucking spreads that Miura does.
for sure.
And his fucking compositions. His compositions, like, I don't think I've ever turned the page to a manga and just went like, wow.
Yeah.
And just stayed there for a while, just absorbing every detail of this fucking spread. Because if you don't know, Miura is crazy, right? Was crazy. Rest in peace, right? And he would spend like days on a single page, to the point that his editor would get mad at him. It's like, yo, have you still been drawing that same gauntlet? Or have you been drawing that same gauntlet for a week? Are you crazy? Let's go.
As Miura plays Idol Masters in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
It
And Raffy, since everything is in black and white, you're going to really, really dig it, because I know that you have a big appreciation for being able to capture some sort of depth and or like feeling just in black and white without any colors. So you're super gonna get into this because everything is so well made just in black and white.
Yeah, that's the exact reason why I'm so interested. Is that for one, I'm interested. I've been recently interested in it, as well as getting like a whole, like, since the guy died, right? People have been posting like the best pages or like the best pieces of artwork, and actually Contemplate from the chat, we share a laptop. It's a long story. He changed his wallpaper into a Berserk wallpaper, and I'm like, whoa, what is this? And now it's like I'm kind of regretting not being into it because it looks so good. Like, the art looks so good, and
it does, doesn't
it's
it?
equal parts. I'm getting intrigued because of like what you've said, conveying a scene through just black and white, as well as the detail, the amount of cross hatching, like different textures just by using cross hatches. That's really like really appealing to me. And
Mhm.
at the same time, I'm also very kind of sad because, like, if I jump into this, oh well, but the guy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
I mean,
that's the same feeling I got when I finished it.
uh-huh.
Well, when I finished it or
Mm.
got caught up in it, is that I wish this is too soon.
Sort of over.
I really wish.
Dang.
Remember,
So-
we had to wait 8 years for Guts to get off that
Oh
boat.
yeah, that was we have to, like, Emile and Donna and a lot of fans have to wait 8 years just to finish the original version of Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's
Yeah.
something, dude.
Just like
It's
that
almost
guy
a
in Game of
long-running
Thrones.
That's almost
that-
the same time.
Gendry?
Yeah,
that-
You talking
no,
about Gendry?
that's almost as long as how Will Turner will get to meet Elizabeth Swann once again every 10 years.
Dude.
So it's something.
Mm.
The boat was
I
8
think
years.
what I want to know though is I feel like you've been that like there's some sort of restraint that's
Mhm.
in describing what happens. Like, is it that story heavy that just a little bit more detail would kind of ruin it or
Well,
spoil it?
if you think of this, I mean, you can think of the main hero is someone who has experienced a lot of death and tragedy and
Mhm.
loss.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
the
here.
main theme or the main like the constant theme that the manga has been showing is that, through death, through loss, through tragedy, or through sadness, you still have to move on, or you still have to, like, carry on or something like that.
What do you call
Okay.
it? To give you an idea, Raffy,
Yeah.
the bad people in this manga, they have a name for Guts, and his name is the Struggler.
The struggler.
Yeah, because it is his purpose in life to struggle through life.
Whoa.
And what do you call it?
Whoa.
Here's another fun fact that won't really impact your story experience,
Uh-huh.
but there's a reason he's named Guts, and that is because he was named Guts because he was found by a mercenary band. Here, let me set the stage. A mercenary band was passing through, and basically there was a tree where a whole bunch of people had been hung, and from the guts of one of the women on the tree, a baby fell out, and that was him.
Oh. From the very
That's
start
why
of
his
his
name
life.
is Guts.
Oh.
Yep.
Yep, from the very start of his life, he's been a struggler.
I thought you were gonna go like there's a crag. There's a very aggressive crag. And then there's a
Glow
band
in the
of
dark.
there's a band of mercenaries, and they were just while they were riding their horses to this baby, they were saying do you have
Onto the leaderboard, Mo.
Up to the
They were
lead.
climbing the Astro Crag. Fuck.
Okay.
And at the top of the mountain was a baby named Guts with a giant sword.
I just really kind of wrote this off very early on because I was seeing one, the guy's name's Guts, and I was like, "Ugh, okay, sure. What are we looking for here? And then the very first time that I encountered Berserk was like when people were posting that animation of the walking, and then
Oh, yeah.
it seems
The-
like
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the
that's
bad
bad.
one. Yeah.
CG show is bad.
So I was like, oh, okay. It's not Death Note. To the next one.
Oh, dude.
It
Oh,
hasn't
shit.
I
peaked
know.
as high as Death Note.
But that's the thing, Raffy. Like,
Mm.
after reading this,
Mm-hmm.
no, nothing's
Death
as
Note
good
is
anymore.
Berserk.
Nothing is as good
That's
anymore,
what-
Raffy.
That's what
Death
was
Note-
making me laugh at the start. you said everything is ruined. This anime has ruined everything for you.
It's not even an anime; it's a manga.
This manga, right?
It's-
It's ruined everything. Like no
Yeah,
one
dude.
make any more content.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Berserk has happened.
that's a very high ceiling that they've set in Berserk. Death Note, shit, it's nothing.
It's just a single
Death
How
Note.
dare you?
Shit.
nose
How dare
hair
you,
from
sir?
Berserk.
Dude, it's
Well,
just
Mhm.
I don't know, like it's a lot to take in, and
Mm.
I may binge it a bit fast.
Mhm.
because I think I started at like a month ago, and then just finished all of it, like all 300 chapters, and it's great. Like there's a lot of concepts in it that we can't really outright spoil it because
You know your boy.
that'll
You
take
know
it.
your boy like the appetizing spoilers. You know your boy like.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me a little bit?
I
No,
think
it's really hard.
I think are the movies on Netflix, the Golden Age movies?
Are they the Golden Age
Really?
movies?
Because
Are
the,
they?
the bad CG show is there.
Yeah, that's,
So the
that-
Golden
Mm.
Age movies
It
that
is.
came before that
Let me check.
that were supposed to complement the series probably there.
I don't
Dude,
know.
here's the extra. Here's the
Ah.
extra bad thing about that CG interpretation.
Mhm.
It skips the Golden Age arc,
yeah.
and like,
The heck?
They went.
Because they did
Why
the
w-
movies. That's why.
yeah, but it's like,
All right.
Well, anyway, Berserk reference.
read the
that's
manga.
right.
Read the manga.
But yeah, I really wish
alright.
that I
I'm
really wish that
interested.
I've read this long ago.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
it's that good
people give it praise,
that
and
I didn't
they're right.
like. I've ignored it too long, so
Mhm.
it's kind of hard because there's a
Is
lot
it-
of references that wait a minute, like there's a lot of things in there's a lot of things in the manga that people really just blated up pull it as references. Like remember that War of the Spark PR that we had? I remember the first
Yep.
time you'd
Alright.
be able to pull a card called Unlikely Aid. That's just a
Yeah,
Berserk
yeah,
reference.
yeah.
Where Gideon is riding
That's-
on top of Rakdos.
Yeah, that's just
That's just
Okay.
guts on top of Zod.
yeah, that's just
right?
a Berserk reference, Raffy.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
I would have laughed out way loud if I ever
Mhm.
saw that.
He would
And
have
the
kept a
Berserk.
copy of it if he knew.
Oh yeah, I would have bought it in foil.
Ooh, I have it.
Would have
Would you
signed
like?
somewhere.
Would you like?
I don't know.
Money, please.
But yeah.
Just kidding.
But yeah,
Interesting.
aside from Berserk and speaking of magic,
Yeah.
I would like to talk about something that could get us excited for the next few weeks, and that
Oh boy,
is
oh boy, oh boy.
the new set that's coming out this July 23, and that's
Sure.
Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. Is that the right one? Adventures
I just
in
know it
the
as Forgotten Realms.
in the Forgotten Realms. So
In the
it's the
Forgotten Realms, okay.
newest Magic the Gathering set that's
Mhm.
in Dungeons and Dragons. It's just Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering. And
Yep.
they've already showed a lot of spoilers in the net, and it's really exciting. Like they've had new cards for beloved D&D characters, and not just in D&D, like in other stories that is within the D&D universe, like Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale. So Minsk and Boo is there in the set, which is probably the thing that I want in the set. Like the ranger with the hamster, that character in
Mhm.
Baldur's Gate. There's like a mind flayer there, and there's like they introduced new cards called classes, which is like enchantments that level up, and basically like there's every there's a card for every class, like for example barbarian or cleric or wizard, and how they kind of play with the color pie here is interesting because, for example, barbarian is red, but if you mix in white you get fighter, and then like if you have wizard and ranger, wizard and warlock yata, you get like a rogue yata, or yeah, I think it's a rogue, and there's a lot of playfulness and the color pie there, and you can, because you have class cards, you can multi-class sort of by combining class cards in your deck. So, and it's great, like and then of course, like within every set they're gonna introduce another commander set in Magic the Gathering. So we might get this set for another SDS, for another Mana Rats. So
Oh, yeah.
so let's see what happens. They've already announced the commanders for this set, and it's kind of interesting. Like have you guys seen the cards, like the commander cards?
Yes, I have.
Well,
They
I
came out
have not
yesterday.
actually.
oh man, I've
Really?
pasted it on the group chat, but
Ah,
I've seen
Oh
it.
shit.
yeah, but yeah, there's a total of 4 commander decks
okay.
for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, and the 4 of those are one deck is Gruul, one deck is Rakdos,
Boo.
Esper, and Bant. So those are the 4 colors for the commander decks. So it's
Okay.
and it's cool. Like they have their own themes. Like of course, in the commander deck they have themes like Rakdos has Exile and Treasures, and I think Esper is the Reanimator / Venture deck. Venture being a new mechanic that is introduced in this set, which is since this is a Dungeons and Dragons set, they've introduced venturing to dungeons, and
Yeah.
we get to have dungeon tokens or dungeon cards that we can use in the game, and each like area or each room in a dungeon has an effect that you will get. Like for example, if you enter this room, you get to scry 2. If you enter this room, one of your creatures gets +1/+1. So something like
Yeah.
that. So it's kind of cool. And I know, like, just the flavor of this set is kind of interesting because I know all 4 of us have talked about this. Like Raffy actually proposed something what we could do to make commander games spicier,
Oh yeah.
you know, like
Mhm.
Ooh,
to
actually.
liven up the experience, and that is to make it some sort of like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
Yay.
So plain chase. Yeah.
They've made it a
Roll-
skit
no,
also for
roll it.
this.
And
Like
yeah,
Josh
like
Lee Kwai.
yesterday
Yeah,
they
I've seen
did a
that,
skit
yeah.
that is basically what
God dang
Raffy
it.
wants to do, and
Yeah.
it's kind of there. So
Might. Yeah. We might do that for SDS if you're down.
yeah, I mean,
Sick, yeah.
but that's the thing. Like every card in this set has that kind of infused in the cards. Like their basic lands have like a text which describes the scene, so you can read and
Yeah.
you will have
That
a
one.
starting
That's
point
super
on
cool.
what adventure you have. And even like the
cool.
character cards or the creature cards have skills, like skill names, actual D&D skill
Mhm.
names. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, this set is pretty exciting. Like this is probably a proper crossover set, you know.
Yeah.
Like if comparing it to Ikoria or the Walking Dead Secret Lair, this one is proper. Like
Uh-huh.
they actually
mean,
use the IP.
It should be proper because it's all Hasbro,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
It's
If
all
anything,
Hasbro.
they couldn't mess this
Right.
up. They shouldn't
Mhm.
mess this up.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, that's
Mhm.
basically my week. Mostly reading Berserk, and the
Mhm.
video games part. Well, whatever Emile and Raffy is gonna tell you guys this episode, that's basically that also involves me in a way. So yeah,
Okay.
You're the glue guy between all the different interests. I feel like you
I guess so.
like-
Yeah.
you just dabble in everything, huh?
I mean,
So,
if
yeah.
I stop playing Rainbow Six, all of you will stop playing Rainbow
Yep,
Six.
that's what we did.
Dude,
That's what happened.
that happened.
That happened in Valorant.
Yeah, when you stopped, we stopped. Fuck.
Is that it? That's your week, my man?
Yeah, that's my week.
Yeah,
That's my week.
That's
been
his
cheesy.
week, baby. Dude, you know, I
mm.
have such mixed feelings about this Berserk thing because, like, fucking, like, getting people to read Berserk is kind of hard, but the payoff is so good, as evidenced by cheesy, right?
This is
And-
just Final Fantasy 14 for you again.
Kind of, but
But-
there's another thing that I feel very similarly about, and I don't want it to get to the point of the author dying for me to get him,
Yeah.
for me to get people into it,
That's true.
which is One Piece. And
that
One Piece is so good, but it's so hard to get people into it.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed One Piece. I've read
But it ain't
the
Berserk?
first two ones, but it ain't Berserk.
But it ain't
I mean,
Berserk.
no. You are completely right on that part. It's no Berserk, but it's something else. Oh,
Yeah,
man, dude.
there are things that are meant for something.
There's Berserk in One Piece, right? There has to
Yeah.
be a few.
There has to be a Berserk in One
Yeah.
Piece.
Like One Piece sits
Hey.
beside all these great literary works in
Dude,
in the human plane, while
Mhm.
Berserk is here on the astral interstice.
Berserk has graduated.
Dude, what if the One Piece is just a bailet and Luffy uses it on his crew?
See, this is how
Classic
yeah,
Gura.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Now
I
I
didn't-
want it to
I
be
didn't get that
that.
one.
Holy hell.
Dude, imagine if it's a
It
bailet
has
and
to
Luffy
be.
uses
Oh my
it.
God.
I hate
He
it.
eats it. He has to eat it.
He eats
Holy
it. fuck.
shit.
Well, Raffy,
Right.
you're gonna have to read it to get that joke.
I'll see you in 2 months, and then I will laugh. Fucking pilot. Okay.
Oh my god.
I did have the one question for the Berserk talk. Like, why is it unfinished then? If it started so long ago and has influenced all of the iconic literary works and manga and anime and stuff, why is it unfinished still to this day?
The short answer is Miura takes a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he
That's really it.
he
Mhm.
took breaks. He took hiatus.
Like I said, we had to wait 8 years for Guts to get off that
It was
boat.
such a long
It
running
took Miura
joke.
that long, right? And he busies himself with a lot of things, like he's into Idolmaster, he's into World of Warcraft, shit like that. Like a lot of fans jokingly blame those hobbies of his, but after, like, if I were to give you a little bit of insight,
Yeah.
after Miura took his break, a lot of Berserk fans will tell you that Miura seemed to be in a better mental place,
Okay.
and you could really see it in the story.
Okay.
Like, that's when it started becoming really fantastical, really, really like crazy and shit like that. And I'm not sure if more Berserk fans think this, but I actually think that Berserk ending where it did is kind of weirdly poetic if you think about it.
But did you finish it, Emile?
No, I have not touched the last few because I am so scared of like it actually ending. But you know the place where it ends.
As
right?
someone who actually finished it, Raffy. Yeah, he's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's something there about Guts' story ending on that island that is weirdly poetic.
Okay, so
I could
satisfied.
spoil it.
He doesn't
You know what? I
leaves
could spoil it to you, Raffy.
Not the very
I've told you
ending,
the-
man.
No, I'm just gonna
Oh,
spoil
yeah.
one line. I'm just gonna spoil one line. Like
One liner.
someone just told Guts that, well, not all endings are happy.
Oh damn! Oh
That's it.
damn!
Yeah.
Why? Why you gotta do me like
Yeah.
that?
And you know what? He's okay with that.
Oh, that's nice.
He's okay with
Yeah.
that.
I thought
So,
I thought it
He's
was
at peace
some-
with that.
I thought it was some bullshit of like someone has to get these Dragon Balls, and then it was supposed to be a crossover.
Oh no. They don't have that kind of bullshit
Oh,
in there.
Darn! All right.
Or it's
That-
like fucking Skull Knight. Skull
That's
Knight goes
why-
up to Guts and says like, "Guts, I am your father." Fuck.
That's why Berserk is really good. That's why Berserk is better than all that shit.
No, dude.
No one makes
Star
any
Wars
other
is
content.
just Berserk.
Is it? What?
Actually, yeah. Star Wars
Damn!
is
Is
a Berserk
everything just
reference.
Berserk? Yeah, dude. Damn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Okay.
all the
Am I-
all the sacrifice that Vader
Is
had
a Raffy of
to
Berserk?
Mm.
all of the Padawans that Anakin had to kill just to become this living god called Darth Vader.
It's true. That's true. Guts even fights the Moonlight Butterfly from Dark Souls 1.
Yeah. Like Emperor Palpatine is just the void whispering to Anakin, like, have you heard of the tale of
Darth
Darth Plagueis the Wise? He ruled his own kingdom.
Alright.
The Sith are just the God Hand, really.
Yeah. Dude, wrestling is just Berserk. There, I said it.
Wrestling is just Berserk.
What?
The
What do you mean?
McMahon,
What do you
unknown
mean?
Berserk fan.
Undertaker is just guts, dude.
That's where he pulls his storylines
Undertaker
from.
is just guts.
Yeah, man.
Undertaker, that's a title. Undertaker is just guts.
Put it in chat. Undertaker is just
man.
guts.
Yeah.
Oh
Save that one.
man. Does he just keep going? Is that what Guts does?
It's a
He just
struggle,
keeps
dude.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
He's a struggler. Undertaker,
What-
known as the struggler.
Whenever he kills an apostle, he just utters "Rest in peace." And
The tattoo of what, Sarah, was it?
Oh
On
boy.
The
Undertaker?
brand.
That's just
The
the brand
brand.
on Guts.
Fuck. That's the brand of sacrifice.
Alright.
Yeah.
whenever he
Alright.
goes to that
Wow.
voyage in Pirates of the Caribbean, he just says, "One last ride."
Nothing
I'm
stronger
very
than
curious
family.
about that. I'm very curious about that Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's a fun arc. If not,
Yes.
it overstayed its welcome a bit, but it's a fun arc.
8 years,
Okay.
man.
It's an 8
years,
year arc.
yeah.
Mhm.
Almost as long as Will Turner's time to see his
To
wife.
return to shore.
Yeah, almost 2
for
years
one
off.
day.
All right.
Nice. That was a big one.
That's huge. I'm curious what other things in our day-to-day lives are actually just Berserk, and we
It's hard to
unmask
beat,
it.
dude.
Has anyone done the Scooby-Doo meme where Freddy unmasks like everything, literally everything, and then
Mhm.
old man
Really, it's
just
Berserk?
guts.
That would be something indeed. But yeah, okay. That was your week, my friend. You have
Yep.
said. Shall we move on to Migoy?
Ah,
it.
yes.
Okay. There you go.
It is time for
Let us know.
something that could be a Berserk, but probably isn't Berserk enough.
I wonder.
Have you guys seen the live action movie adaptation of Cruella?
Oh fuck, that's a
Cruella
Berserk
de
Oh,
reference.
No.
that's Berserk.
I have
I have
not.
not seen that, actually.
Deville.
Is Cruella just a struggler?
It's Cruella
Kinda.
Griffith.
Kinda.
Mhm.
She witnessed her mother die
Mm.
by falling
Oh.
off a cliff
Mm.
in a Disney Kids
Oh.
movie.
Da 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 da.
And,
Mhm.
There's a thing about how Disney has been trying to live action their old properties
Mhm.
It's true.
Mm.
that I kind of don't like for the most part.
Mm.
Like
mostly
Maleficent
hit
was
or miss.
alright, and
Mm.
Angelina Jolie looks amazing for the role. But then when I watch it, like,
Mulan was bad.
that's okay. Mulan was bad.
Mulan,
Beauty
very
and the
bad.
Beast, I kind of don't like. The
I liked
Aladdin
it.
one, it's not as bad as I thought, but I'd rather now rewatch it again if I could.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cruella one is, I think, really nice. It's
Really?
very different from the usual,
Oh.
like, let's remake it from scratch.
Really?
And they-
Because I just
Interesting.
wrote off Cruella.
Me too.
Yeah, she's played by Emma Stone, so there's that. Very
Well,
strong.
I'm back on board.
Yeah. It's amazing how she can still play a teenager sometimes,
Hmm.
despite, her being roughly in our age.
Mhm.
But yeah, how they tackle because Cruella's a monster in the original one. She fucking skins
Absolutely.
dogs for clothing,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
Yep.
really ridiculous.
That comes up, but it's fine because she doesn't do it.
Okay.
But that's a spoiler because that's always the thing you're expecting, right? And it gets alluded to a few times.
Okay.
But her character development is really good in this one.
Mm-hmm.
The mode, it's dude. This is part heist movie and fashion wars.
Whoa. So
Yeah, yeah.
Zoolander.
The perfect
A
combination.
little bit.
So
Yeah, it's
so
it's
Money
kind of
Heist
like
and
that.
Zoolander.
It's tiny heist, pero it's more fashion wars. Like, because her title in the original one is she's the best fashion designer in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here is her as a nobody, constantly one-upping the best fashion designer in the world.
Oh,
okay.
And it's stuff like she makes a really killer dress out of literal garbage.
Okay.
and stuff
Dare
like that.
leaked. It's just
And
Zoolander.
yeah, it's pretty much that. There's a Hunger Games moment where she shows up in a party where the theme is everyone needs to have a really fancy white dress.
Mhm.
Mhm.
She comes in and then accidentally sets fire to her dress. Then bam, crimson red, gorgeous
Cool.
dress that just sticks out in the
Sick.
middle of the room.
Yo,
It's a fun movie.
Yeah,
And,
Hunger Games. So sick.
The two like idiot sidekicks, like one of them is still the idiot, the fat one is the dumb one, but then the
Okay.
skinny
Okay.
dude is like the most human character out of the bunch.
Okay.
And it's really entertaining. Also, they justify why she hates Dalmatians.
Whoa.
Okay.
And also,
no.
remember when the first 101 animated movie came out?
Uh-huh.
Kids everywhere wanted to have a Dalmatian as their pet.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Dalmatians don't make good pets.
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
They're big
That's
They're
dogs.
kind of fierce.
Mm-hmm. They're big hunting dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, are they?
They're not made to be,
Yeah.
like the nice pet shown in the
Really?
movie.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, a Dalmatian is a work dog. They were used primarily for hunting, like poodles.
Huh?
Well,
Poodles?
poodles
Really?
got domesticated hard, right?
Poodles got domesticated pretty dang hard.
Whoa.
But the big
Okay.
dogs have a harder time like doing that. So yeah, Dalmatians don't
Okay.
make good house pets.
I did not know that. I was just
so,
basing
yeah,
off the original
the mo-
movie.
The moment when Cruella's mom died, it involved 3 fierce Dalmatians chasing her until she fell off a cliff.
Sick.
So big hate against Dalmatians.
Okay.
And it's a really nice justification of that. And like, it's a fun movie, I'd
Mhm.
say.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mhm.
probably one of the better ones to go to if you're gonna watch like a live action version of something classic.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
it's not a prequel to said animated thing because characters do
Really?
show up,
So it's a
but they're
reboot.
kind of friends. Yeah, it's kind of it's its own thing, much like
It's
the
its-
everything else they've been doing with the live action stuff.
It's
It doesn't
it's-
lead into the movie though, so there's that.
It's 101's Dalmatians remake. Maybe, I don't know. Okay.
It's they tackle a few issues that I wouldn't expect Disney to do because usually
Mm.
Disney likes to play it safe, so
Yeah.
it's kind of cute there. And
Man.
it's a fun movie, like it's entertaining.
Now that you
It's not big brain. Just enjoy it. It's not a turn your brain off movie either. It's
now that
simple
you
fun.
mentioned
It reminds me of old
that
Disney.
I'll check it
these
out.
Disney live actions are far from their animated counterparts. Like, would you consider Hook as part of this Disney?
Is
movie?
Hook Disney?
Oh.
It's not.
Well,
I
let
I,
me-
I,
not,
I know
right?
Let me
Hook
see.
is not Disney, but it's
Right,
close
but also
to
Peter
what,
Pan isn't Disney naman right? Like a
Really?
lot of the books are not
Folklore?
from Disney. Like Peter Pan
No,
used
they're
to
not.
be just
They're not
a
from
book.
Disney.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Snow
not
White
from
and
Disney.
Cinderella
Folklore.
was just a book. It was a Brothers Grimm series.
Right,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right,
That's
right,
true.
right.
They just got popularized because of the Disney movie.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah, think of it as like
Mm.
Hook, where it's different from the one you know,
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
but also really good in its own way.
mhm,
So yeah, Cruella
Okay.
was a fun watch.
mhm.
Ooh, interesting.
So I big
didn't
recommend that.
I didn't expect to be
Interesting.
that good.
I didn't expect.
It
Yeah.
crept up on us too, because that was like a pandemic release. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
straight
and
digital.
it didn't do that great, right? Like I saw a whole bunch of meme images of like it comparing it to the sales of Infinity Train for Demon Slayer, and the
Wow.
sales being grossly
Oh,
disproportionate.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
That's super not fair.
That's not
It's
fair,
anime.
dude. Infinity Train causes tears to come out of your eyes. Cruella's a
I
is a
haven't
good time.
watched it.
I
I
haven't
haven't
watched
watched
any.
Infinity Train.
Alright, so yeah, big recommend from that
Cool.
early rec from me, Cruella. It's a fun movie. And how she gets her name is just kind of a cute little ploy. Because her name is Estella, but then she has a wild side. And then her mom goes like, oh, don't let Cruella come out. Be a good girl in school.
Oh,
Sick.
okay.
And when she had to step it up to beat the other fashion designer, like, she needed a persona. So bam, Cruella comes out. And that became her like name.
The first
Cool.
Hololive.
Alright,
Cool. Didn't expect it. Cool.
I don't know if this is a downgrade because we're going from live action Disney to anime.
Oh,
Okay.
don't
That's
say
fine.
that.
I like
Anime
anime.
is
I've
great.
always liked anime.
We're going back into the cartoons, boys.
Okay.
I really had fun with this one. I've been waiting for this far longer than I probably should have. And it's out now on local Netflix. It came out late for us by like a month-ish.
Okay.
But you can now watch Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway's Flash on local Netflix.
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
That came out like a day or two ago-ish.
Mhm.
And it's probably one of, not the best, I'd say, but one of the few Gundam movies that I just purely enjoyed from start to finish. Because you know how others, like, say, I really like the Gundam Unicorn OVAs. But boy, I would not recommend that to someone who doesn't know what new types
UC.
are
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
concept. Or like
Okay.
UC backstory in general, because you will not follow half of the conversations going into there. It also doesn't help how half of the conversations happen in their minds.
Yeah.
Because new type powers.
Right.
So Hathaway's Flash doesn't do that. The only real prerequisite probably is the Char's Counterattack movie.
Oh, really?
Because it's a
Okay.
sequel to those events. But it's not even like a direct sequel because it happens, 10 years after?
Mm.
But it follows a character from that movie and references the events and actions he did from the movie. And like he's the son of a big name captain in the Earth Federation, and he was like he wanted to be the hotshot pilot, and got involved in the war somehow, and ended up shooting a major bad guy that kind of turned the tide into the Federation's favor in the war.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
how he got like popular as a name of being the son of this guy and doing this thing.
Kingslayer.
Right. So it kind of like Kingslayer, and it follows through what he's doing 10 years after the fact. So he's now a terrorist.
Whoops.
He's kind
Good
of
lead up.
This is a big
Right.
reveal.
10 out of 10
doing-
already.
He's doing
Alright.
big terrorism. But it's a terrorism thing to stick it to the man
Oh,
type of movie, right? Because in Gundam Universe, the Earth is kind of fucked, but it's slowly being rebuilt. But then the rich folk are trying to take it away from the people and kind of, what's the word? It's not monopolizing, but they're essentially, if they don't like you, you get shot up into space. And people want to live on Earth, but like, no, you're not rich enough to stay with us. So, here comes
Space.
Hathaway, like, fuck you, man, terrorism, boom, boom. And
To the
Pinoy
sun
Pride,
with
this movie
you.
takes place in Davao City.
There
Bam.
it
Yes, it
is.
does.
Yeah, that was
Big
what I was waiting
Jollibee.
for.
Big copious Jollibee segment in there, like for real.
How much of it is set? Like, is it like the whole movie?
Yeah, the whole movie.
Oh,
so
cool.
they were coming down from Earth on a ship. They were supposed to go to Australia, but then a bunch of terrorists under the name of the terrorist, like we're part of this guy's group. I am him. They hijack the thing, try to get the people's money. Turns out they're just using the name. They're not actually part of the group. But that causes the ship to like derail its course, and hey, we have to make an emergency landing to Davao City.
Oh,
Pinoy Pride.
Woo!
And then the movie takes place there. Robots are nice. Not as much robot action as I would have expected.
Really?
Huh.
What is
It's really
the
short, but he's good.
But
like
they
what
have
is the
the
RPM
biggest
from this?
Gundams out there, right? Like in the series.
there's
of the
more
biggest
robots than I thought, and
Mhm.
it does the whole thing where it's robot realism.
Mm,
So like a
Yeah.
small skirmish between one enemy unit and 3 like defending units
mhm.
is
Is a big
strangely
deal.
intense.
Ooh,
Mhm,
I love
mhm.
this. Yes.
And it's not
That's
like,
what I like.
I shot his leg, but his head blows up type of thing. Unlike in the mainline shows. It's
Sure.
really meticulous. Like, imagine the tiny sparks that come off blocking a laser.
Mhm.
But
That could cause some
spark
damage.
falling on you. How big would that spark be, right?
You don't obliterate
Destroy
you.
like
Yeah.
a park. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's that. Like people running around while robots fight in the sky.
Oh,
Like his
jeez.
gun falls, it destroys a
Ooh.
city block type
Cool.
of thing.
Oh, that huge? Whoa.
Yeah. It's
I didn't
big ass
realize.
18-meter robots, dude.
Oh.
A gun is like, what, 3 houses long-ish? Imagine that.
Yep. Mhm.
Gypsy
And,
Danger, you think? Or
The
a
Gypsy
little
Danger
smaller.
is significantly larger.
okay.
But still, these are big ass robots.
Yeah.
One of them steps on an apartment complex and it crumbles beneath his feet
Uh-huh.
due to his weight, type of thing. So it's details like that are really nice. The switch to using CG for the entire mobile suit like lineup is actually really good
Mhm.
because Migs mentioned like these are some of the biggest Gundams,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and them being in full 3D is like good for that.
I
Mm.
think they did that also on the last unicorn movie, right? Like most
Narrative?
of the unicorn, yeah, and also
Unicorn had
they
some
did
3D. Most of them were still in 2D.
Mm.
Narrative had some 3D too, but there was a bunch of other still 2D segments. This one was purely CG for all the mobile suits,
Oh,
and it's great. Like I'm bummed that it was short, but given that it's like realism tackling, like getting
interesting.
shot once is a big deal type of thing.
There's less
That's really
Gundam
cool.
fights here than in narrative.
The Gundam parts actually are really short. They happen like at the tail end of the thing.
Holy shit! Okay,
But there's a
Okay.
mobile suit segment in the middle that's really good too.
Mm.
And it really follows the character's story because that's the important part of it, because you're following the son of Captain Bright and his antics, and he's
Jeez.
notoriously hated in the original movie that he showed up in because he was a brat in that one.
Oh,
So this is kind of like not a redemption arc, but like he has reasons for doing what he does,
Mhm.
and it shows how scummy the Federation is in the UC universe, which they're known to be.
yes, yep.
But straight up, they disregard civilian safety sometimes, more so than the actual terrorists.
They started the
So,
war
yeah.
itself.
Pretty much,
Fetties.
yeah.
That's how
Scum.
scummy
They
they
started
are.
the war for no reason. Well, not completely, because the Zabi
Space
family
noids,
also
yeah.
instigated the war, but Fetty's bad for the most part.
Mhm.
Yeah, really nice movie. Fucking animation is top notch.
Mhm.
I'm worried how long it'll take for the next two to come out, because this is going to be a trilogy. Each
Oh,
movie
okay.
being each book that this was based off. Dude, this story came out in like 1987.
Oh
This is
shit.
what?
old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where will the next two movies be set? Will it be in Cebu then Manila?
It all takes
What's
place
going on?
within, I think, a span of 3 months in the storyline, if not less.
Okay.
So
So do they leave Davao?
I don't know. Maybe.
I hope not.
Huh.
Maybe no more
Also,
Jollibee in the next
did they actually manage to like fix some of the problems that Char's counterattack had on its story?
That's the thing. I don't think I've spoken to anyone that can hard confirm this, because we don't know if it'll fully follow the books
Mhm.
or sort of merge the movie lore, because the movie did stuff different from the original manga
Oh,
that are
okay.
pretty significant.
Mhm.
And
But
it's
is it better
not
or bad?
100% alluded to in this new movie, but for the most part, it looks to follow the books proper,
Oh,
and kind of not being very clear as to specific details of what happens where.
Okay.
Like there's a big distinction where who gets to kill X person from the manga to the movie,
Mhm.
okay.
because like Migs, I'm gonna tell you, in the original Char's counterattack anime,
Mhm.
it's Chan who kills Quest, right? Like the
Oh.
engineer girl that worked on the new Gundam was the one who takes out Quest.
Mhm.
Oh,
In the manga, it's Hathaway who kills Quest,
son of a bitch. Okay.
and that was the key thing that made him infamous for that war, because Quest was using the big like psychic mobile suit with the remote control lasers, diba?
Uh-huh.
Mm.
So that's a big distinction. It's not fully confirmed, but a lot of characters say like, "Oh, you're the guy who took out that thing from
You're
the
the-
war.
you're the quest slayer.
Yeah, you killed the
Quest
thing."
Slayer.
And he was
Okay.
like, "Don't think about it. I wasn't even a proper soldier. I was just being an idiot who stole a mobile suit. It was an accident, blah blah blah." But yeah,
Cool.
hard recommend this. I'd say you could watch this fresh.
Really? Okay.
Like
Because
it's easy to
Because
jump
I'm
into.
super fresh.
Yeah.
I'm super fresh.
And if you want to get like, prepared, Netflix uploaded the original 3 Gundam movie compilations, which fixes
Is
the
that
problems, and the Char's counterattack movie as well.
Is that enough to get ready?
That's more than enough, I'd say. Like, you
Oh.
could probably just watch Char's counterattack and jump straight into this, if not
Because-
jump into Hathaway's Flash.
Because I
Like,
started with
immediately.
the first 3 Gundam movies. I'm currently at number 2,
Mhm.
and I haven't watched
Yeah.
Hathaway's Flash yet. I haven't even started doing the Rurouni Kenshin
the
movie
final.
marathon
I'm slowly working my way through that.
because I've
Like I'm on the 3rd movie.
Wow.
So final is
near
next
than
for me.
happened in your run, huh?
Dude,
Interesting.
it took
Oh,
me
dude.
like 3 dinner meals to keep watching the final, and I'm still not
3
done.
days. Holy shit.
It's not, the fights are cool, but it's just not as compelling as the rest.
Yeah.
Oh,
It really is just fight choreography, the movie,
Yeah.
so far.
yeah. It's at its
But
best
yeah,
when the action's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, but since it's kind of doing its own thing and not referencing the anime,
Mhm.
I super don't care as much as to
Oh.
what the events are going on.
Interesting.
Like, I could be wrong, maybe it did happen, but it's not the moment, because fucking Shishio's already dead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
the big villain
and,
has
like,
been
Who
killed.
cares after, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And this isn't even those characters. It's not like Hiten Mitsurugi Jesus anymore. It's something else.
It's not
Mhm.
Shogo.
It's just like Chinese ninjas now.
Yeah. Evil Naruto or
Yeah,
Killua.
evil Naruto who speaks
Killua.
Chinese.
Eh, This is
Killua with the glasses,
Yeah.
with the Jujutsu Kaisen glasses.
yeah. I actually really liked it. If we're talking about it, I actually enjoyed it. In that, I don't know, I was invested because like Killua was there, and then Voldo from Soul Calibur,
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
then-
god.
Okay.
and
not
then
wrong.
Japanese Barrett.
Japanese Barrett.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Barrett's
That's-
always
Dude, that was the
Japanese
whole
for us.
thing, wasn't it? Like,
Yep.
how could they have mounted a cannon here? There's no signs of it. And the entire gimmick was a guy picked up a big gun and shot the thing. And then the police are so baffled as to how they
Say-
did it.
Thanks, Rurouni Kenshin. What the fuck?
The final. He's a bunch
Uh-huh.
of superhumans.
It's not
that's
even the
it. Like,
final, then. Diba? Like, that's the thing.
no, the
I'm-
title is the final, right?
The title
but
is the
then-
final.
But then they're gonna release another movie, which is the
Called
beginning.
Beginning.
which is gonna be
No,
confusing.
is it
Yeah, dude.
really?
Yeah.
They're
What?
gonna.
That's how he
Yep.
gets his scars. Is that it?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're gonna retell
next
it.
They
month.
just
Next month they're releasing the beginning.
It's kind of
After the final.
It really
it's
kind
like how you read a manga. You go right
They're
to
really-
left. So we're going forward to back.
It really sucks. Like I really wish that they just first went with the beginning so that they would get that shotgun effect, same as Star Wars, where
the shotgun
Rurouni Kenshin
order.
1, 2, 3, and then
Maybe.
the beginning,
Yeah.
and then the final. That
It should have
that
been
makes
that way,
more
right?
sense. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes more
That
sense. But
seems
That's how
like
the anime did it.
an underhanded tactic. Like, because I remember the last movie, I mean, Rurouni Kenshin 3 was named The Last Saga, right? They all
No.
Was it?
It was named The Legend Ends.
The Legend
Legend
Ends. The Legend Ends. And like,
yeah, The Legend
you can't
Ends.
keep doing this to
The Legend
Raffy,
ends the
Raffy.
final, then the
Final,
beginning.
Raffy, is it
Yeah?
an underhanded tactic or a
Mm.
reversed edge strategy?
It's a reversed edge movie release. It's the Sakabato of movie releases. Instead of the shotgun order, we have the Sakabato order.
Hell.
It'll
Dude.
never
They've
kill
done it.
you. It'll just beat you up.
Yeah. They've done it. They've
Yeah,
done
yeah.
it.
I hate it.
They've gotten us. But yeah, just to finish things off,
Uh-huh.
big recommend Hathaway's Flash. Even if you've never seen a Gundam,
Uh-huh.
this is probably one of the easier ones to jump into. There's gonna be some troubles, but you get to see the real robot, like what do you call it, genre
Mhm.
that the whole
Mhm.
thing is supposedly known for. There's nothing overtly stupid that goes on.
Mhm.
So yeah, big recommend Hathaway's Flash. They fixed the guy I hated from the old movie. They fixed the kid. That's pretty much it
Yeah.
for the things. Nothing
Oh.
major with the games part.
Okay.
Nothing new, rather.
Uh-huh.
You know,
So-
Raffy?
You didn't go back into
Go,
Fortnite?
take it home. No, I
No.
uninstalled it. I'm free.
Okay.
Sick.
You're free. Your opinion is
I'm
sealed
free.
away forever, like one of those comic books that you get at the casket.
The
Press-
bargain
yeah.
bin.
Yeah.
It's
No.
sealed in a top loader.
Yeah, big
Oh,
top
okay.
loader for comic books.
The comic sleeve, yeah.
I'm actually going to jump into this Hathaway's Flash. Is this the same thing in Netflix that's Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway?
Yeah.
Yes, it's weird
Yeah.
how it's not called Hathaway's Flash in Netflix, but that's the movie.
Maybe it's since they carry the CW Flash. That's to
No, I think it's because
Confusion?
Hathaway's Flash is in the entire series of the novelization,
okay.
and this is just book 1 of
Okay.
the 3. So
It
maybe the
looks-
second and third will have different titles.
Okay. This looks absolutely gorgeous. Like I'm
Yeah,
looking
the
at the
animation
trailer.
looks sick.
It's very nice. Plus,
There's
Pinoy
a
pride.
part where it like a character is in a 3/4 angle from below,
Mhm.
and then it goes
Mhm.
into a flashback, and you just see his hair like shrink and change color. Then it plays
Oh,
out
that's
a
sick.
memorable scene from the original Charles Counterattack movie.
Mhm.
And boy, that moment when it happens, it hits home, but it got me laughing so hard. You'll know it when you see it,
Okay.
Migs.
Okay.
They use it in the trailer.
I
It's
will
where
watch it.
it shows Quest running towards Char and Amuro
Mhm.
Oh,
when she leaves
okay.
the cars. But when it happens, like boy.
Big
Yeah,
retcon.
so yeah, big
Alright.
recommend.
Nice. All right. I guess that just leaves up to me. Take us home. To take us home, beam me
Country
up,
road.
all that jazz.
Before you go.
All right, what is the stuff that happened? Yeah, Samurai X. I mean, Rurouni Kenshin was definitely like a thing that we watched. I actually enjoyed it
Mhm.
since I felt like, at least for me, I felt like even though the big bad Shishio was gone, the most compelling villain in the series, Sakit Shogo,
Mhm.
is gone. It still felt like a very kind of deep rivalry or a deep seated parang yeah, what am I trying to say here? Like the enemy mattered. Like the guy gunning for Kenshin isn't just some jobber guy. Yeah, so I felt like they did a great job of making that kind of an emotional opponent, other than rather than
evil Zenitsu from
yeah.
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
The comparisons
shit.
just keep coming because this guy at first he looked like evil Naruto, and then afterwards he looked like Killua. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. The only thing is when it ended, it had this American kind of hip hop rap track that it ended with.
Really?
And it ended on a very emotional note as well, and it ended with that hip hop American thing that was very kind of out of place. I don't recall if it's rock
Okay.
or rap, and I'm like, this is not how you end the Samurai X movie. Me and my wife were watching, so I go straight to YouTube and say, this is how you end the Samurai X episode, and I play 1/3. The my heart.
Okay.
And I was rocking out, and I was just rocking in the middle of the room as Denise watched it on in I don't understand why. The appeal.
Sounds
of it.
about
Yeah,
right.
That's
Yep.
usually 80%
Normal.
of our interactions. So Rurouni Kenshin, we watched that. I also tried to watch. I kept getting into this boot loop of trying to watch Lighthouse because memes have been
Lighthouse?
surfacing.
Oh yeah, Lighthouse shit.
Yeah, dude.
The Green Goblin versus
Edward Cullen.
Edward, right? I've been trying to watch it, but I don't know why I keep piecing out since it starts and I tried to watch it during mealtime, and something about the movie just makes it feel disgusting in the first few minutes.
Yeah,
And I
it's
can't
not the
eat-
first
I
few
think-
minutes.
Mm.
I think you're supposed to feel that way for the entire
Oh,
movie.
That's
okay.
That's one of the main things you get to feel when watching
Uh-huh.
the movie.
Yeah, feel disgusting the entire time you're watching
You
The
think
Lighthouse.
you think barnacles are cute? Think again. And then
Oh,
Yep.
okay. There was an unsettling. Like I knew it was gonna be like unsettling, but I didn't realize. I didn't count on disgusting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like see, Green Goblin Willem Dafoe keeps farting all over the place at the very first scene. He just farted. I'm like, ugh. I feel like I'm normally
Swab
not
the
grossed out when I'm eating. I could just watch whatever. I don't care. But like there was just this weird feeling of I can't finish my meal when I'm watching this. I should watch it when I'm
Not with Willem Dafoe right there farting.
Not with Willem Dafoe right there farting. So I'll try again, but not for a mealtime. I'll try watching The Lighthouse again, but not for mealtime. And there's a thing that's been happening during these past 3 weeks, and long story short, I might be a menace on my floor.
What?
I might be.
Oh,
What do you
I
mean?
might
Oh no.
I might be your friendly neighborhood menace on my floor.
what?
What?
Is
It's
that
like
supposed
how?
to
No,
mean?
like I don't know. It's like I feel like people have been avoiding me in the elevator.
What?
This
Oh
man,
no.
this
feel like
man's
I've been-
dangerous.
Like people know. Like for one of the first things that I that occurred was like I went 4 a.m. I think I got some deliveries. Like really early in the morning. I go out, grab like an early snack or whatever. We had it delivered. I open my door, go down, and then the unit right in front of my unit also simultaneously opens their door. So we're gonna have to walk to the elevator together. And he gets out. I get out. I go in front of him, and I start my way to the elevator. And then the guy just turns back.
Like, oh fuck. It's that guy. It's that wrestling guy. I can't.
The guy who sweet need me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
just
Imaginary.
the guy just turned back. I don't know why. Like every time, like we have interactions that I've been recalling all our interactions. It's been like sometimes like he'd open his door and I'd naturally get a peek inside, and I'm like, "Yo, ganda na bahay niya." Something like that. Like,
dude,
what a nice setup. I said, and then
wait a minute. No,
is that
dude,
uncalled for?
Dude,
Yeah.
if that was me and some big buff guy said, "Ganda na bahay mo." It's like
Scary.
you got a nice house there, huh? It's like that's menacing, man.
kill
That's
us all.
menacing. You just threatened that guy's house.
It would be a
Nice.
shame if something
Yeah.
were to happen.
Nice house you got there. Would be a shame if something happened.
Oh, dude, you threatened this man.
Am I a menace? Oh, then there's
You-
this.
Raffy, you might be a menace, but you're our menace. So
It's also okay. So I'll talk really quietly because our neighbors came here, and I'm gonna talk about the neighbors.
Oh God.
This one right here. They're like, I get loud. I get, your boy wanna get loud sometimes. I get raunchy. I get rowdy. And whenever that happens, I shout and all that stuff. They knock. They knock, and they're like,
Yeah.
duck, 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 and then you hear them kind of express discontent of the situation. So I felt bad. So I've always felt bad about it, and I'm like, maybe we should buy them something or just leave them something by their door. Just like, I'm sorry, please have a cake or whatever, like something nice and neighborly, just to make amends. 'Cause I've been
did you leave them a dead horse's head? What did you do, Raffy?
I've never really got to do that because it felt like I don't know, bribing them or something. I don't know. Like, so I've been agonizing over this thing, and then the same thing happens. I go grab delivery, and our next door neighbor also opens his door at the same time to go to the trash bin, which is on the floor. And then he's got this flat trash bin. He goes ahead of me this time, and I'm like, okay, this might be it. This is the appropriate time. I don't have to knock on their door to apologize or anything. Like, we were at the natural point where we can converse. So he goes to throw his trash, And then I tell him, like really hat in hand, really sincerely, kind of tell him oh yo, in Tagalog I said, oh pasensya na kayo pag maingay kami or like I'm so sorry if we're loud sometimes or I'm very loud sometimes and disturbing you, all that stuff. And he looks me in the eye and just says, di naman kayo maingay What?
What?
Like, like he says, you're not loud. What are you talking about? And like it was that kind of feeling of like, what are you talking about? And like, don't you knock on the wall when we get too loud? No, I don't do that. But,
Ooh.
Okay then. It was just an awkward thing of like, I was trying to be sincere. Did I intimidate this man?
So who was phone?
I don't know.
Probably
Is this ghosts?
It's probably the security
Are
guard.
ghosts mad at Raffy?
Probably security.
There's just one wall. This one we share a wall. It's them.
Do you guys have gremlins living in the walls between you?
Do they knock on the wall or on your front door?
Wall? They knocked on the wall. They knocked.
Then it's not them.
It's either ghosts or they're like they didn't want to have this confrontation in front of a trash bin.
Wait.
true.
Okay, let's clarify something, Raffy.
Okay.
How did you say it?
I said it in
How
the
did you
most
say?
hat-in-hand, sincere way possible. Apologetic. I think I was scratching my head a little bit when I was doing
How buff were you
Aw.
when you approached this man?
I was wearing my full gear when I go outside, so that's PPE, everything. Like I wasn't looking vascular or anything. It was very loose. Like the clothing was very loose, you know. But he did have to look up at me. He's a shorter man, so that might have been it. I don't know.
From his
Like,
perspective, he thought he was gonna die.
Maybe he thought he was going to die, Raffy. And he's like, you're not noisy. You're not.
Yeah.
I swear
Be
you're
it,
not.
Raffy. And then
Knocking? No,
I'm
we would
sorry.
never do that. we would never knock on your wall, Raffy.
I'm sorry. I love you.
Oh my God.
Then they go
Yeah,
back to the
just-
room. Oh God! Thank God!
I almost died. I
There's
almost
no
died.
war in Ba Sing
never
Se.
knock on the wall again. Honey, don't knock on their wall ever again.
Honey, he
The man
knows.
next door is a monster.
What a menace!
What a
How
menace.
else could I handle? Like, I really tried, dude. I really tried. All I wanted to do was apologize. And kind of make it right, make amends. But why do I only know how to destroy? It carries over to relationships and neighbors, apparently. And then,
No.
and then I think to tie off all these series of events, the same neighbor, like right here behind me, it happens again. I go outside. I go outside, and this time, I go outside, and he's coming from the elevator going here. So I was facing him, and I did the exact same thing that my other neighbor did. I looked at him, and then I remembered I forgot my keys, and then I hurriedly knocked on the door to open it to grab my keys. And to his perspective, it looked like
You were running away from him.
This will never
Exactly.
end. We will never
This is
never
never
solve the
going to
problem.
end.
This mystery. This is a Berserk reference, Raffy.
is it?
I'm sorry.
What a menace.
Dude, maybe he thinks he's the menace now since you ran away from him.
Maybe it's just a weird, like, I remember going inside. I didn't know it at the time. All I realized was I was doing the pat, right? I was patting my pockets and I didn't have my keys. I looked at him, just like randomly looked at him, patted, and I'm like, oh, my keys. And I hurriedly go inside, and it's like,
Oh, did you say, naman, that you forgot your keys
Did you
out loud?
audibly say, "Oh, my keys"?
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I would
really
started running.
That's so awkward.
So
I hurriedly just
yeah. how that would
I
have
don't
looked to
know.
him would have been like, oh, he saw me and ran away.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Am I the menace now?
Is he the? Yeah, I've passed on the menace. I don't know.
oh
I don't know. It's
man.
weird. Weird.
Raffy is the struggler of apartment relationships. Dude.
I'll never get. Yeah, sure.
Draw
No,
the brand
not-
on him.
Dude, to draw the brand of sacrifice on Raffy's forehead.
Sure.
Along with the Dr. Manhattan circle.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
yeah. All together.
But yeah, it's been weird. I've been trying to rectify this. Like, how do I unmenace myself?
You gotta fix the timeline.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know.
Oh,
Don't-
Raffy's
I
a
don't know.
variant.
I'm a variant. All right, so that's weird story time. It's just been happening. I'll keep you posted if any developments happen. And since then, I've been rowdy during some streams before. Since then, we've never heard the knocks again.
Damn.
To be honest,
Wow.
They're so
I
afraid.
guess- I don't
What is this
know.
We're
fear?
so scared of Raffy.
It's so counterintuitive what I just did. Anyway, the other thing, the big thing that I got to play, since I play games on stream now with cool and interesting art styles, I got to play finally after all these years. I got to play Jet Set Radio, a game that I've
Sick.
been looking forward to since like forever ago. Like whenever I've seen it on the back in the province days, someone would be playing it. Like they in the province, we had like a stall in the like a not a kiosk, like a store in the mall that rented out PlayStation 2s. And this one was
Mhm.
unique because in addition to PlayStation 2s, it actually had a Dreamcast. So
Nice.
like not a lot of Dreamcast rental stuff. So whenever I'd go there for the PlayStation 2s, and I'd always hear like the really loud motherfucking guy just say Jet Set Radio, like really really loud. It's so like blaringly loud, and so I've thirsted for this game for so long, and I finally got to play it on stream since Cheesy Chips right there, that man has bought it for me to play on stream. And I thought, did you guys know this? Have you guys played it? Like, I thought I was gonna get into, it's like Tony Hawk but graffiti. Like,
It's slower than that.
Oh yeah.
kind of, but there's this big glaring thing of like, it just has no chill, does it? Like, it just escalates really really quickly. Like in the very first level, there's a detective who just shot and killed me. Like, I didn't expect it to be like a commentary on police brutality, kind of.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude!
Man.
Like,
I
dude,
like-
Jet Set Radio is all about the establishment. You know what I mean?
Right. I didn't know. All I thought was like, hey, Tony Hawk, but spray paint, cool.
No, dude.
That's
Like,
cool, okay.
Jet Set Radio is all about sticking it to the man.
Yeah, defiance and all that stuff, and how much power does the police have to abuse? And Jet Set Radio answered with, "Thanks, motherfucker." Like,
Graffiti gangs. What's the answer?
the lengths of which the police force kind of respond to some guys on roller skates and cans of paint are kind of ridiculous, to the point of like, at one point there was a helicopter shooting missiles at me. And then they call in the tank, and then like
It just becomes GTA.
it kind of just becomes GTA, yeah. And like, I mean, I have just paint. Like, why are missiles happening? It was just very a big insane ramp up that I was not ready for. At one point, they switch off the police force for like the mafia people, right?
Mhm.
So the Golden Rhinos, I think they're called, and their response to me was, "Hey, here's a suicide bomber." Who actually has like Molotov cocktails and holds you and grabs you and sets you on fire. There's a flamethrowing goon, and there's just Whiplash from Iron Man 2 trying to whip you to death,
Oh yeah.
and then
My
jetpack,
boob.
and then jetpack troopers, and then like I'm at the point now where they reveal that the golden rhinos are looking for some kind of disc that summons the devil. Like, what happened here? I thought we were just gonna go, I oh.
Let's go.
Yeah. Like, but at the end of the day, I feel like that was on me, since I should have known that a person, like a game that had a character such as DJ Professor K with this fucking lightning bolt hair, like blaring Jet Set Radio at you, would have zero chill. Yeah, I did not expect that to be that intense. And like I think the game is really cool, since the learning curve isn't as is very steep, but once you get it, you'll be zooming by.
Mm-hmm.
It was really hard to get a hand of. Like you can't do tricks via inputs. Like it has to be like a timing thing between jumps and stuff like that. And how you actually gather speed isn't like traditionally how you gather speed. So you boost, and then you have to jump, boost, jump, and that's how you kind of win the races. I like it. It's I've been enjoying my time with it. It's just really rattling how like I just didn't expect like so much escalation to happen.
Dude, yeah. And like I think the people who grew up with Jet Set Radio were the same people who are like really anti-establishment. You know what I mean? Like it taught us to question the people in charge.
Yeah, and like since they're doing graffiti, I felt like they did it the right way then. Since graffiti is a very kind of anti-establishment art.
It's super low stakes crime. You know what I mean?
Super low stakes crime for sure. But it's also very stick it to the man, very revolt, like all that stuff, rise up and stuff. What I did kind of appreciate also is that this thing just has Photoshop, a very rudimentary version of Photoshop, or at least Paint, a very advanced Microsoft Paint in it. That's kind of crazy. You could just design your own graffiti.
Yeah, totally.
You people just know about this, huh? This is blowing my mind. Like, I miscalculated what this game was gonna be, to be honest. I guess you could design your own graffiti. You can really write, like, you can even draw like illustrations using the in-game kind of interface, and it's very kind of robust, even to the point of like it's almost more. It's even more advanced than I think some of the Jackbox games, because the amount of customizability that you can do to the art, you could really like. And this came out in the Dreamcast like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
around that time. Yeah, around that time.
Fucking mind blowing. I don't know. I was just really blown away by it, and it feels like I guess this was common knowledge to gaming people. Wow. Okay.
I mean,
less than you'd think, more than you'd hope.
Okay.
Yeah, and this debuted in the Dreamcast, so most people, especially here in the Philippines, doesn't really own.
Most people didn't experience it.
Yeah.
So
it came out on the Dreamcast, and then
Xbox.
Future, I think, came out on Xbox. Yeah, so extra dodge that because we're a PlayStation country.
Because like the Philippines, totally. Philippines is totally a PlayStation country, and it didn't help that the Dreamcast died immediately upon release.
Because they had no
PS2.
piracy protection.
Oh, was that why?
Yeah, dude, you could literally just burn a disc and it would just work.
Yep.
That's just how easy it was.
All right.
But luckily now we have it on Steam.
Yes,
Everyone
that
can
is
play it.
where Cheesy Chimps gifted it to me. Thank you, my cheesy brother, for exposing me to Jet Set Radio. I did not know
My cheesy
brethren. You know, my brethren, because brie.
Okay.
Okay. No, none of that, huh?
No, we get it.
Sorry. No, so yeah, I think that's most of my week. I think that's what happened. Becoming a menace in Jet Set Radio, Rurouni Kenshin, some other stuff. Rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that's cool. we haven't gotten to. Me and the wife been rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We haven't gotten to where the series gets really palpably really good. We're still at the first season.
Okay.
It learns it gets its identity like somewhere in there. Like I love how loose it was in the beginning. Like seeing it like as a very kind of sparse kind of show. And not knowing, not kind of like not super dialed in on the characters yet, and I'm excited for the time when we get there. So yeah, I will report findings in the next one. And yeah, with that, I would like to close with another. Ow! Flexing like a move. Jen, 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 jen. Jen, jen.
Oh, that one was threatening.
That's a Berserk reference.
Is everything just threatening?
Menacing.
Menacing.
Time to run to the other side.
Jesus. So yeah, this one comes from Great News again. The Tina Fey produced news
Right.
news thingy-majig. And this was when the big CEO lady is being confronted by someone, like her underling. And her underling just goes like, oh, I can't believe you had the power to look through our emails and our private messages. And Tina Fey just goes, the CEO just goes, yeah, well, I'm on the board of Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Westworld.
Westworld.
That was a good one. And yeah, that is it with our weeks. Should we go
Sick.
to some spicy ranks?
What do you call it? I'm willing to throw us up a really quick rank,
go.
Raffy.
Yeah, go for it.
And I think I want to go first because you brought this up during your week, and you brought up the Lighthouse.
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
And as a fun fact, the Lighthouse is actually just releasing in Japan this July 9. So the Lighthouse will be showing in Japanese theaters on July 9. But my recommendation is not to go to Japan and watch the Lighthouse again.
Yes,
no,
please don't.
You don't have to do that. But my recommendation is to check out the promotional manga that was made by Junji Ito to commemorate the release of the Lighthouse in Japan. So, Junji Ito drew a really quick two-page synopsis manga for the Lighthouse in order to celebrate it being released in Japan. And I think that like Junji Ito plus the Lighthouse is just the perfect combination because the Lighthouse has that same sense of like spiraling into madness as a lot of Junji Ito's work.
Yeah.
So this was the perfect artist to capture that. So if you're a fan of Junji Ito, and if you're a fan of the Lighthouse, and if you're a fan of Willem Dafoe farting, check out the synopsis manga by Junji Ito for the Lighthouse. He has captured the expressions of Willem Dafoe's face in this manga perfectly. And it's awesome. It's awesome.
Okay.
Check it out. I'm
Nice.
gonna wreck it.
The Lighthouse. All right. Very nice. Anyone else who would like to recommend to these fine people?
I got a short one. Go
for it.
Actually, like in my excitement, shared this already in the Discord if y'all want to see.
Oh, yeah.
It's a video short called Real Life Card Games Battle. It's done by, I think, a Chinese channel called Amazing LP. They do a bunch of like pop culture shorts that reference like movies, video games, popular stuff.
Okay.
And this is just like, it starts off with Yu-Gi-Oh! And like the dual disc holograms. Then Magic the Gathering cards start getting played.
Ooh.
Fucking Pokemon cards, Hearthstone cards, Solitaire starts coming out. It's just hilarious and well produced. And they're fighting over like a pack of food. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how card games start, right? How battles start. So check it out. It's like 4 minutes long. Fucking top notch. Like I'd want to see this level of production put into a real show.
Where did you share this?
In the Gonna Wreck It Discord channel.
Ooh.
Yep.
So we'll link it
Check
also
this out.
in the description of the episode as well. Yeah, check it out.
Nice.
I'm gonna wreck
Nice.
it. Yeah, it's time to
Nice.
duel.
Sick.
I guess I'll be next. So my
Sure.
record would be a video of the Sonic 30th anniversary Symphony
That's a good one.
concert. I think it happened last week, and it's basically an hour and a half show of just music from the Sonic games, and it is great. It's they have the orchestra's treatment, but they arranged it in a way that it's nice. So they got through Sonic 1 to 3, and then Sonic Mania, and then the modern adventure games. And they even have like renditions of the of past Sonic songs that you think are like they use hard rock on those songs, but the orchestra version made it kind of slow and mellow, and it's kind of interesting. It's an interesting take on what's that song in Sonic Adventure 1?
Which one?
I honestly confused 1 and 2 soundtracks.
I think Open Your Heart. I think they did. I mean, no. The one that doesn't
Escape
matter.
to the City.
No.
That's Adventure 1, right?
What-
Live and
what-
Learn.
Is it that? Or it doesn't matter? I think it doesn't matter. Is the name of the song? It doesn't matter what will happen.
Okay.
Stuff like that, and it did some amazing things too. Like in the Sonic Forces medley.
Oh shit!
They made one of the custom characters canon. I think it was a joke on Twitter. I think one of the artists or programmers who did some of the stuff in Sonic Forces made a custom character specific for trailers, and somehow
Okay.
it got immortalized in that Symphony show.
Okay.
And there's
That
also
makes
a
sense.
surprise where they introduced like the original composer of Sonic 1 and 2. So stuff like that.
Oh.
So it's nice. It's really nice. But yeah, that's gonna be my rec for this episode. Sonic 30th Anniversary Symphony. Gonna wreck it.
That's a good
Sick.
one.
Nice.
That's a
It's a
joy
good
to
rec.
listen to.
Yeah.
Sick wreck. All right. So
Sick
mine
wreck.
is sick wreck. Haha. It's
Roger
me,
Craig
Sonic.
He's a VTuber
It's true.
now.
Oh,
It's true.
yeah. Okay. I don't know
Wow.
what to add. I don't have. I went to the
Okay.
well of VTuber jokes, and there was like dust, so I couldn't. I don't know how to. I
Gotta
don't
act
know how
fast.
to add to that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, my rec's going to be a game that I've been playing. Honestly, I've been playing for a little while now. Just above 2 months. In addition
okay.
to the R6, dude, Dead by Daylight. If
yeah.
you've been contemplating Dead by Daylight, and if you've been curious or wanted to check it out, there's no better time than to get into Dead by Daylight. There's no better time to get into Dead by Daylight than today, like right now, since
Team Summer Sale.
Okay.
one Resident Evil crossover. We got Jill, Leon, and Nemesis. 2, there's now a tutorial mode where there actually is a tutorial level that new players can get a hang of the game without playing with other people. That's been like
Okay.
they didn't have that before. Before, all they had was text, and this was like, oh, this is how you do it. This is this, but you never got to play the game with AI and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
if you go check out Dead by Daylight right now, it is the 5th anniversary, which is like, it's a very generous anniversary, since apart from all the cosmetics and all that stuff, they give you a bunch of experience points, a bunch of their microcurrency, their rare currency, which you can use to set up your character immediately, fully level them up, and you can grab perks from the shop, because in Dead by Daylight, perks are tied to the character, and you have to level up.
Yeah.
You have to level up that character for that perk to be teachable.
All right.
to the other characters. But Dead by Daylight has a shop that has like 4 random perks that you can buy immediately as teachable, and they cycle like every week. So for the remainder of these next 2 weeks, these perks will cycle daily, so you get to check them out, and they're discounted by like 60% off. So
Sick.
like it's just trust me, I can't say terms like 9,000 iridescent shards and 500,000 blood points, but trust me, this is a lot of money being thrown at you, and like there's so much value here. And Dead by Daylight is 40% off on Steam, and it's just 300 pesos right now.
Wow.
There you
That's
go.
a lot of reasons.
300 pesos.
That's
so yeah,
cheaper than a
it's-
BTS meal.
yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. If you've ever contemplated on getting Dead by Daylight, now is the perfect time. There you go.
Cool.
Dead by Daylight. I'm gonna wreck it.
Sick.
There we go.
It's a lot of good
I
recs.
wonder if
Love the
there's a
trades.
Berserk reference in this podcast. There were a
Yeah,
lot. There
probably.
was literally a whole segment about Berserk.
There's at least
So-
one.
There's at least one.
Dude, little known fact, BTS actually stands for Berserk the Struggler.
Oh,
He done it. Twisted it. He twisted it. Okay, we got there.
That's
End the show.
why.
That's the
End the show.
reversed edge
Yep.
strat. We got.
Play the guts theme.
Yep.
Play the guts
Yeah.
team.
Oh, play pen pals, dude.
Oh, pen pals.
Oh,
Jing,
God,
jing,
pen
jing,
pals.
jing.
Dude,
Jing, 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 jing.
Oh,
Classic pen pals. I really need to get into Berserk. I need to get into all these things, so I get these stories.
It's so good, man.
Mm.
You will never regret
I will
it.
do the manga. I have resolved that I wanted to do the manga since I want to get the gorgeous art, like straight from the source, like mainline
It'll
that art.
destroy your perception of Death Note.
Yeah.
Am I ready for
It'll
that though?
dethrone.
Am I ready for that though? Will it dethrone? I'll be
Dude.
the judge of that. If they would like to find more Berserk references, on previous episode of this podcast, 87 episodes, if they want to comb through and find all the Berserk references we've done, where would we go? Cheesy Giants.
You can check past episodes of the Good Trades podcast on your favorite Spotify listening app. I mean, podcast listening app. So it's like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, LimeWire, Kazaa, Winamp,
Kazaa. Good
Kazoo. Kazaa and
Zoom.
Kazoo.
Kazoo.
Both Kazoo. Yeah.
Multiply,
Kazoo.
SoundCloud,
Yeah.
and your
Mortify.
favorite FM radio station.
Yeah.
Mhm.
More,
Skype.
We're there.
we're also on Mortify, which is a magic
Mortify.
card. You can find
Reanimate Dead.
a QR code on that magic card and scan it. It will go to Good Trades Brigade. We also have our socials. Let me do the socials for us.
okay.
Yeah, man.
We have all our social media. We have facebook.com/goodtradesbrigade. We also have a Facebook group for semi-regular updates on what's been happening and cool stuff to share with people. It's just Good Trades Brigade group. We also have a Twitter, GT Brigade. We have an Instagram, Good Trades Podcast. YouTube.com/Good Trades Brigade. And we have an email, goodtradesbrigade@gmail.com. For all y'all incognito peeps that just want to slide into our emails. Is that a thing the kids say? Slide into the emails,
Probably.
right?
It's digital mail.
Slide
DM.
and
Whoa.
spray into your emails.
Spray.
Some graffiti.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I
Spray
thought like
into
marking your territory like
Yeah.
an animal.
You could say that also. That's what
Yeah.
the sprayers do in Jet Set Radio.
Yes, that's what they're called.
Sprayers.
Sprayers.
Good
We
God.
transcended from jabbers.
Spray,
dude.
baby.
Now you're
This is
all
like the next
sprayers.
level.
Yeah. You just do this.
You
When
just,
you-
you just
yeah.
yeah.
And Emile, please tell the people, the fine sprayers, where they could go to support the show and basically talk about our Spatreon. Spraytreon?
Spraytreon?
Yeah.
Our Spraytreon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you fine people out there would like to support the show, keep the lights on, keep the trades trading, you can go over to I almost said goodtrades.com. www.patreon.com/goodtradesbrigade. And for the price of a cup of coffee, you can keep the trades going. You can keep the Rex coming. You can keep Raffy menacing.
I don't want to.
Dude, I don't know.
He needs to be blocked by at least 2 people.
Yes. That is what menace means.
It's magic, yes.
So if you guys would like to contribute to the great Good Trades Federation, head on over to www.patreon.com/goodtradesbrigade. And thank you to our already existing patrons who keep the show running, keep the good stuff coming, and really they just make this magic happen, baby.
Specifically Kenneth and Charlie. Thank you very much, you two.
No.
Thank you very much.
That's the thing.
No,
That's the
we're
Patreon
supposed
thing.
to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you
also
very
to
much. We
our old
appreciate
patrons too.
Yeah.
Dude.
Any support that you've thrown towards the show is super appreciated. And yeah, we might be coming up with that new SDS, the new Seal Deck Smackdown.
Should we be saying CSDS or should we go with the
What's
new
the
one?
new one?
Manarats.
Ooh.
Manarats.
Manarats SDS 3. Bam.
Yeah,
There we go.
We done
There we
it.
go. Solved.
There we
Solved. Manarats SDS 3. And yeah, that has been a trade, everybody.
That
was
has
it.
been a
sick.
trade.
Was that a good trade?
It was pretty good.
Pretty good trade.
One of the best, I'd say.
So good it's a Berserk reference.
Okay.
But which one?
It's so
You'll never
so,
know until you read
so
the
good.
manga.
No,
that
I don't know.
so good it ruined everything for me now.
No one,
dude.
no one make content anymore. Just don't do it.
There's
It's
no original
ruined.
ideas left in the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not for this man. So don't be ambitious and don't keep it going.
No, don't say that.
Oh no.
Boys, be ambitious and keep it going. Of course.
Keep it going.
Struggler.
Nice.
Baby.
Struggler.
Keep on struggling.
Except you, Undertaker, please.
Criminal.
I checked.
Stop struggling,
Stop
Undertaker.
struggling.
Yeah.
Just let it
end it.
retire. I checked goodtrades.com. It's still open. It's this domain name may be available for purchase or lease. Nice. And the related searches are for like stock trading accounts.
That's how we get in, baby.
Better grab it now.
We gotta buy GameStop stock.
Is that still soaring, you think?
I don't know. It's probably why they're still alive.
Uh-uh.
All right. That's it.
That's sick,
The cut.
baby.
We did it.